You are watching AISD Live, Abilene ISD's exclusive home for streaming live games and events. For more live events featuring your favorite AISD students and teams, stay tuned to AISDlive.org, follow us on the AISD Live Facebook page, or subscribe to our Abilene ISD YouTube channel. Visit the AISD Live website for sponsorship opportunity information. Enjoy the game.
We just thank the world of Blake and his team for helping bring our pregame show to you. Well, Greg, Eagles are 2-0. They had a really good game in a victory over San Angelo Central. They started out with a tough game last week, taking on the Cooper Cougars and, in the Crosstown Showdown. But tonight, another non-district game against a high-quality playoff team from last year, the Panthers of Odessa Permian. And we're just excited. And, of course, the good thing about what we do is we're streaming our video, and thanks for tuning in. And, of course, we're going to bring you the audio that we can. But if you have a chance to look down on the field and you're watching our live stream video, you see the Eagle Band, and they're getting ready to do a pregame performance. You know, that's the oldest marching band in the state of Texas. And just tickled to death. Let's see what they do for the show. And the teams are in the locker room, and we'll get ready to talk about football in a minute. But the Eagle Band ready to put on a performance for us. Pregame show continues, sponsored by Blake Williams State Farm Insurance. Tell you what, Greg, let's take a 1-minute break, and we're going to come back and listen to the coach as we visit with Abilene High head coach Mike Fullen. And welcome to the pregame show on AISD Live. Welcome back to the Eagle Pregame Show, and we're visiting with Abilene High head coach Mike Fullen. Coach, congratulations on win 1 of the 2025 season. Eagles looked real good in your victory over San Angelo Central. Week 2, it's kind of hard to get your guys up for the crosstown rivalry with the Cooper Cougars. Coach Roan's guys had a good victory over Hazel last week. What do you see this week coming up with the challenge?
No, they've got a good-looking football team. You know, I mean, they got a very athletic, big where they got to be big, you know, and obviously they had a good first outing. You know, it looked really good, played clean football. You know, we're definitely going to have to play well to stay on the field with them.
And of course, you know, they're very athletic on the defensive side of the ball. But then again, what can you say? Braden Henry just had an exceptional game last week, and seems like he always gets up to play against his cousin.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, you know, it's a big game. It's exciting for our community. You know, I mean, the atmosphere is good. You know, it's a chance for guys that grow up together, know each other, to play against each other. You know, for these seniors, it's one last time, and you know, these type of atmospheres help you. You know, hopefully down the road. You know, it's like I've told the players that this is a big game. Enjoy the atmosphere, but you know, this won't be the biggest game we play in all year.
No, it won't be. Of course, Eagles came out of this game. You didn't have many dents or dings. Everybody pretty much healthy, right?
Yeah, everybody's healthy.
Okay, so what do you think the biggest challenge is going to be besides just getting another W in this non-district game?
It's playing clean football, you know, in games like this. I mean, it comes down to momentum, and you know, don't make self-inflicted wounds with penalties, or you know, your execution needs to be good. And because in games like this, it's kind of who can get the momentum and keep it, you know. And if you lose it, you got to get it back. And so that's the biggest thing is, you know, seeing a jump from game 1 to game 2, you know, like you see from a scrimmage to game 1. It's probably not as big a jump as you see from a scrimmage to game 1, but you know, just, you know, the guys have all played 4 quarters of football, and so we've got to just, you know, maintain and sustain high level execution.
All right. Good luck against Cooper Cougars. We know that you've got a pretty good long streak against them right now. And what do you think the key is going to be to get this win this week?
Just execution on both sides of the ball. You know, like I said, it's just got to be, we got to take care of our business and control what we can control, and you know, hopefully come out with victory.
All right, this has been our visit with Coach Mike Fullen, and we'll be back with more of the Abilene Eagle pregame show here on AISD Live.
That tight spiral is about 24, 25 yards as well. Preston Henry, PE teacher, Sarah Gonzalez. Each student passed the ball over the minimum yards, and they are both winners tonight with the AEF. AEF is on the field to award the students a $300 check for their school and a water bottle for participating. Once again, congratulations to these 2 future Eagles, Brody Biggs and Princeton Henry.
And welcome back to Shotwell Stadium and our Blake Williams State Farm pregame show. Chuck Statler, Greg Knuckles with you. Greg, the teams are in the locker room, and earlier we visited with Coach Mike Fullen. He talked about some really good skill players with Permian, and they come into this series 1 win, 1 loss, and they're big and a little bigger on the offensive defensive line than the Eagles. But what is scaring the Permian folks, and I talked to some of their people, their broadcasters, and they said, we're scared of the speed that Abilene has. Abilene High has really good speed. You look at Braden Henry, you look at Majula Boso, you've got speed on the offensive side of the ball. That defensive line, we talked about the black shirts last week, Greg, you did, and how they will shoot the gap and just get in and disrupt the backfield. And that's what Coach Fullen said I'm really proud of. We're still in the early part of the season. We're at Game 3, and I think he's really wanting to play in Game 16, which is the state championship in December.
I agree with you, Chuck. And one thing that Coach Fullen mentioned, he's anxious to see the front four of the black shirts against this huge offensive line of Permian. And Chuck, they are big. I saw them out on the field in the warm-up. I watched the video last week. They beat El Paso Eastlake 27-12. They lost to a good Planalton win, but they are big up front. But like you said, they haven't seen the speed that Abilene has on both sides of the ball.
Mike Fullen is in his 6th season as the head coach of Abilene High. He was the defensive coordinator under Steve Warren and Del Van Cox before he moved up to head coach. And you know that his defense is going to be quick, strong, and aggressive. You talk about the guys up front. Jaden Starks, the nose guard. The center doesn't know when he snaps the ball which side Jaden's going to go to, but he's going to get into the backfield. Your tackles, Monty Strahan and DeMarcus Reed, they are right in the middle disrupting things. Quick read by the linebacker, Skylar Famoa and Monty Strahan. The Eagle defense right in the middle is good. The secondary has speed to keep up with just about anybody. I feel very good about this Eagle team tonight. How about you?
I feel very good about it. And the test for the Eagles is Gavin Black, number 18, the Permian running back. He rushed for 183 yards last week with 2 touchdowns. Last year he had a big game against Abilene High in Odessa. But I think we've got the horses up front, the black shirts. I think that's going to be a good test for our front four and our linebackers is to keep him contained. 25, Jacob Garcia, the quarterback, also likes to run. Garcia and Black make them go.
Yes.
So if you shut them two down, you've got a good chance of beating Permian.
And that's going to be the thing. Can we keep them from turning the corner? If they get the ball and try to get outside the tackles, then it's a track meet. But then again, they didn't send a sprint relay to the state track meet last year like Abilene High did. And the Eagles kind of felt embarrassed by that loss last year. And I think they really want some revenge too. Permian's folks, bless their hearts. You can say anything about anybody anytime if you preface it with bless their hearts. Their folks have been talking smack all week about the Little Eagles.
They have, Chuck. And one of the things I visited with the broadcasters next door before you got here, he said, are you as fast as we've seen on film? And I said, we're faster in person. And they're nervous about that. Coach Ellison, who's a McMurray grad, he coached at McMurray. He's been at Permian for 8 years. I mean, I'm sure he's been up all night this week, Chuck, watching film on the speed of the Eagles.
And I finally, it dawned on me whose staff Coach Ellison was on at McMurray. He wasn't on Joe George's staff, not even Mark Cox's staff. He was on the staff headed up by Steve Keenum.
Oh, wow. Coach Keenum, that was a long time ago. It seems like a long time ago.
Well, it seemed like a long time ago. And Steve's first year was my last year broadcasting the Indians, and then I went back to ACU. But Keenum always ran a clean program, a good program, and Ellison was part of that staff for the Maroon and White.
You know, Ellison's a good coach. He's been there for 8 years, and if you don't win at Permian, you're not going to be there very long. So he's been successful, and he's gotten better every year as a head coach. But the key tonight, to me, is stopping Black, putting pressure on Garcia, don't let him out of the pocket, and then we have to win the third down battle on both sides of the ball, Chuck. We've got to win the third down on offense, and we've got to get our defense off the field to have a chance to win this game. And we can't turn the ball over. No stupid penalties, and we've been pretty much penalty free the last couple of weeks. They've played clean football.
Some of the Permian assistant coaches come back in memory. Last week I was watching on Channel 2 cable, and they're showing the 2006 Abilene High Permian game. The Eagle quarterback was Spence Lackey, and Permian led until they got into the fourth quarter, and the Eagles just kept chipping away. and under a minute left, Lackey rolled to the right, hit Courtney McDowell in the end zone. The Eagles pulled ahead. The extra point was good, but the quarterback of that Permian team was the best player on the field. His name is Tate Smith. I'm looking at the list of Permian coaches, and their quarterback coach is Tate Smith.
Wow, okay, that's great. Well, you're going to expect a tough team from Permian, and that's what Coach Fulham was talking about to us this week is he expects Permian to hit us in the mouth. And he said, I'm anxious to see how we respond to them hitting us in the mouth. He said, last year we didn't respond well, but we're a more mature team this year. They've learned from that loss last year, and he said that's why we play Permian. That's why we play. Like next week we go to Midland to play Midland Legacy. He goes, that's why we play these tough 6A teams in the Little Southwest Conference to make us ready for district.
And this is just, it's not going to see who gets the district championship again, but you do play non-district games to tune up. I remember when Morton was the coach at Lubbock Monterey, they would go 0-5 in non-district and then make it to the quarterfinals because they were grooming themselves for the playoffs. Tell you what, Greg, the team's getting ready to come out of the locker room. Why don't we go on ahead and take another break in the Blake Williams State Farm Insurance pregame show here on AISD Live.
We'd like to offer a special thank you to all of the local businesses who have supported our spirit groups and sports teams this year. Diane Gray's Pulling Foundation, Bruce's Towing and Recovery, Obar Record, Third Residential Roofing, Thornton's Rooming Company. We've had a huge outpouring of support. We appreciate each and every one of our sponsors. Thank you for all you do for Abilene High School. And now, Eagle Nation, stand proud as Abilene High Band plays our alma mater.
And welcome back to the Abilene Eagle pregame show, brought to you by Blake Williams State Farm Insurance, because like a good neighbor, Blake Williams State Farm is there. And we also want to say thank you to our premier sponsor for this year's broadcast at Great Lakes Cheese. And they are proud to support our local high school sports. Great Lakes Cheese is not just a company, they're an employee-owned family. The people you see coaching, cheering, and playing on these fields are the same folks you'll find working side by side with us every day. We love this community as much as we love our cheese, and we're honored to give back to the young athletes who represent the future of Abilene, whether it's on the field, in the classroom, or here at Great Lakes Cheese. Teamwork and dedication is what leads to their success. So thank you to Great Lakes Cheese for being a part of our journey, and thank you to the Great Lakes Cheese family. And we are just tickled to death to have them supporting our community, supporting our kids, our schools, and our hometown pride. The teams are getting ready to come out onto the field. So, Greg, why don't we take this opportunity to introduce the players? In fact, here's the Eagle Band, and the Eagles are bursting through the giant inflatable warbird. Permian has a banner on the other side, but everybody gets on their feet when the black and gold come on the field. Greg, would you introduce our visitors from the Permian Basin?
Yes, on offense for the Odessa Permian Panthers. At left tackle is a sophomore, number 68, Frank Reyes. At left guard is number 75, a sophomore, Max Sotelo. At center, a senior, number 70, Josh Henderson. At right guard, a senior, number 74, Micah Morgan Stroud. At junior, number 66, at right tackle, Alex Dominguez. The tight end is going to be Wilson John. We do not have a number. I apologize for that. At wide receiver is the sophomore, Aaron Navarrete. And the quarterback will be number 25, Jacob Garcia. He's a senior. The running back is number 18, the senior Gavin Black. The other running back is 6, a senior Caden Hernandez. And the wide receiver is number 2, Kaysen Navarrete. And the tight end is going to be Iker Munoz, number 84.
And the Abilene Eagles defense, since they are the home team, we're going to introduce the defense first. Starting in the middle at nose guard, you've got Jaden Starks. The defensive tackles are DeMarcus Reed and Amani Strahan. The linebackers on the outside, Trey Shaw and Le'Veon Kuntz. In the middle, Skylar Famoa and Samani Strahan. The corners, Jordan Brown and Jeremiah Collins. And the safeties, Xavier Dela Cruz and Charles Meeks. The Eagles on the offensive side of the ball, we will have the all-district center from last year, Ryan Esparza. He will be snapping the football. The guards, a great pair, Jim Boema and Efren Hernandez. The tight end, Elijah Woods. The tackles are going to be Aaron Ochoa and Brooks Nealon. Your wideouts are going to be John Rangel, Majula Boso, along with Jaden Jackson and Stephen Wright. The running backs for Abilene High, you've got a great senior running back with Ethan Joyner, and quarterbacks, we're going to name 2 because they interchange in and out. First off will be the senior Braden Henry and the junior Tristan Beal, and those are the defending co-champions from last year and went really nice, good deep into the playoffs. And right now we're waiting for representatives of the team, and just a great opportunity. But here in Shotwell Stadium, and especially on this Patriots Day, we have the teams in anticipation of our nation's anthem, as the Permian Panthers on the east side are lined up facing the flag, and now the Abilene Eagles also facing the flag. And we will have our nation's anthem as the junior ROTC detachment from Abilene High will present the colors. They will start bringing it onto the field from the north end zone. We wanted to let you know that the Permian Panthers look like they're in their Friday Night Lights suits, white jerseys, black pants, white helmets with that traditional black P. Abilene High in their championship black pants, black jerseys, white numerals, and the Golden Eagle helmet. And ladies and gentlemen, the junior ROTC detachment from Abilene High right now presenting the colors for this home field audience, and Abilene High definitely gets a home field advantage anytime they're here at Shotwell. Is our nation's anthem as presented by the oldest marching band in Texas, the Abilene High Band. And welcome to a non-district game featuring the Abilene Eagles as they host the Panthers of Odessa Permian. The colors are being retired on the field. Any moment the team captains are going to come out and we will have the traditional coin toss. We'll play 4 12-minute quarters in regulation. Greg, we've got time. I want you to share with us what you think the keys to the game will be.
the keys to me tonight, the black shirts trying to slow down Gavin Black. He's the bull cow for Permian. And like I said, we've got to win third down on offense, and we got to get our defense off on third down. No turnovers, no stupid penalties. We just got to get after them like we have the last 2 weeks. I'm anxious to see how that huge offensive line does against our speed on defense. That's the keys. And I think if we play clean football like we have, we're going to beat Permian.
I think the primary keys for Abilene High is to not let the other team score first. San Angelo Central scored in game 1, and last week Cooper scored in the second game. I think it's going to be an imperative that the Eagles put the first points on the board. The team captains for Abilene High are coming to the center of the field, and we will tell you that the captains are Skylar Famoa, along with Jaden Starks, as well as linebacker Famoa. We mentioned him, and running back is going to be Amani Strahan, and those are the team captains meeting in the middle of the Abilene ISD logo in midfield. And we just want to say thanks for tuning in. And referee David Hollum will be doing the coin toss. We'll find out who kicks off, who receives in the first of 4 12-minute quarters here in regulation. There's the coin toss, and Abilene High has won the coin toss, and we will see if the Eagles kick off to the Panthers first. And that will be the case. So Permian will receive. The Eagles will defer to the second half, and we are just a few moments away from kickoff. We also want to say thanks to VIP Sports Getaway. They're a proud sponsor of Abilene High and Cooper football broadcast throughout the 2025 season. You'll have a large group that if you need to get away to a church camp, take a trip, call VIP Sports Getaway. They also offer Dallas Cowboy games, ticket packages, and they work well with AISD to move teams, bands, spirit squads. Call VIP Sports today at 676-1199 and let them treat you like a VIP. The Eagles will be kicking off from the south end here at Shotwell Field on this AstroTurf surface. Right now at game time, it's 89 degrees. You have a southerly wind that is blowing the U.S. flag at half staff at about 15 miles an hour. The ball is going to be teed up at the 40-yard line. Teeing it up for the Eagles is going to be Samueli Batende. Batende will be doing the kickoffs, and we are ready to start this one. Greg, thanks for being here tonight. We're going to see if we can share the fun with everybody in our audience. And we look over our shoulders, and there's the wonderful West Texas Fair. It just happens good tonight in Abilene. Here's the kick, and it is high, and it is deep, and it will bounce into the end zone for a touchback. So that means the Permian Panthers will start the first quarter on their end of the field deep. So we're ready to go. And once again, the Eagles defense is ready to purge in. They run a 3-4, 3 down linemen and 4 linebackers. As Permian will come in, their quarterback is going to be Jacob Garcia. As they come to the line, the 3-4 there. And they will set. We're glad you're along with us. And we got a great crew from AISD Live. Some of our crew, they are technical with AISD, and we'll tell you more about them. Pass. First off, bounces off the shoulder pads of the receiver, split way to the left, incomplete. That stops the first quarter clock at 11:56.
Quick pass out from Garcia in the flat. He just dropped it. It was right in his hands. But, Chuck, as you can see, that offensive line is big for Permian.
They are big, but the Eagles, I've got a feeling they're going to be able to handle it tonight. Let's see what happens second down and 10 from the 25-yard line. Panthers will be going north to south or left to right. Dropping back is going to be Garcia. He's going to be smothered inside the 15. That'll bring up third and long for the Permian Panthers.
Great speed by 54 Wyatt McMillan. And there's the speed of the black shirts that we were talking about in the pregame, and went right through, and Garcia didn't have a chance.
And that will be, Greg, a 9-yard loss, bringing up third and 19. Ball is on the 6-yard line. Let's see. Are they spotting it on the 6? We don't see the down box. Yeah, comes in, and it's going to be on the 16-yard line. We follow the down boxes. So it is 3rd and 16. Dropping back is Garcia, throwing out in the right flat. Overthrows his receiver at the 27. That will bring up 4th down. That's what you want on your opening drive, is to make your opponent go 3 and out.
Well, they won the first 3 and out battle like we're talking about. 3 and out for the defense, and now Abilene High should get good field position as you got the fastest guy, one of the fastest guys in the state of Texas, and Braden Henry back there, Chuck.
Braden Henry back in single safety at the Eagle 45, and the shadows of Shotwell's press box encroaching upon the entire turf surface. The punter is Jaden Lopez for the Permian Panthers. He's ready to take the snap at the 2-yard line. Clean snap, left-footed punter. Oops, he's going to kick a dying duck as it goes out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. Not much punt, but great field position for Abilene High.
Chuck, you couldn't have for a better start for the Eagles if you even planned to do that. But now, great field position at the 37-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Abilene High.
And that's where they're going to spot it, at the 37. So the Eagles will be moving towards the north as they get ready to come on. You're looking split to the right for Abilene High. You'll have Aaron Brown along with Majula Boso split to the left. You will have John Rangel in the shotgun. Braden Henry, his running back is going to be Ethan Joyner. Long count. Henry now sends Rangel in motion to the right, and Henry's going to carry it himself. Tries to go to the left side, and the linebacker and the defensive tackle stand their ground. Stop Braden Henry.
Yeah, just a little dive to the left, and Permian played it well for a 1-yard loss. So it's going to be 2nd and 11 for the Eagles at the 38 of Permian.
This is the first possession for Abilene High. Permian went 4 and out, so the Eagles can now look at 2nd down and 11. Henry in the shotgun. Sends Boso in motion to the right now. Henry rolls to the right. Right-hander throws the pass, and it's going to be incomplete at about the 24-yard line. That will stop the first quarter clock at 10:22 and bring up 3rd and 11.
Yes. Braden just barely missed him over there. Good sideline route. Just kind of overthrew it a little bit. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 11 for Abilene High.
And the crowd starting to just keep coming in on the Abilene side. A sparse group of attendees from Odessa Permian's fan club. Let's see what happens now with Henry back in the shotgun. Joyner to his right, 3rd and 11. Braden a long count, takes a snap, and he's going to carry it himself. Fakes the handoff. He goes over the 35, bounces off to the 30. Still keeps going, and he's going to be finally stopped at about the 27-yard line. Greg, guess where he needed to be to get a first down? About the 27-yard line.
Great run by Henry, just following his blocks, as you see in the replay. Followed his blocks in there and got the first down. That's just showing his strength and his will from the senior. First down, Abilene High, and a good run.
And the Eagles get the first down of the evening, as when Henry stopped out of bounds, that stopped the first quarter clock at 10:15. And now you're going to look at Tristan Beal. He's going to come in. He'll line up at quarterback. Henry's going to line up stacked as a receiver to the right side. And here's the snap. And they're going to give the ball. This will be Joyner. He's hit and taken down, and a penalty flag flies out of the back pocket of the side judge.
That's going to be a personal foul face mask on the Panthers. We had a loss of 5, but it's going to be a face mask on Permian.
And let's see.
So that's going to give the Eagles 15 yards and a first down.
Well, that's an automatic first. So that'll be the 2nd first down for Abilene High. And they will spot the ball. We're waiting for the umpire to move the ball and set the spot. And Abilene High wanted to score on this first possession, and it looks like they're going to be able to work their way to there. The line of scrimmage is going to be the 13 of the Permian Panthers, 1st and 10 after the personal foul. For the Eagles, split out way to the right is going to be Aaron Brown. To the left is Majula Bosa. And now you've got Henry. He does a counter, runs to the right, looks, throws into the end zone, and at the back of the end zone is a catch for an Abilene Eagle touchdown.
Great rollout by Braden Henry rolled out, drew the Permian defenders in, and the wide receiver was wide open in the end zone for the Abilene Eagle touchdown. Good way to start the night, Chuck, for the Eagle offense.
13-yard pass from Henry to Aboso, and the score is Abilene High 6, Permian nothing. Here comes the point after attempt. Kicking for the Eagles will be Caden Camp, and his holder is Tristan Beal. As they're wanting to go through the north goalpost. Here's the snap, here's the kick, and it will be good with our new score. Abilene High 7, Permian nothing. We'll be back with more of Abilene Eagle football on AISD Live.
Ready for a more convenient way to purchase Abilene High or Cooper game tickets and a faster way to get to your seat in Shotwell Stadium? Abilene ISD is proud to partner with Hometown Tickets for online ticket sales at all high school athletic events in AISD. For easy access to purchasing, storing, and scanning your tickets at the gate, download the Hometown Fan app available in any mobile app store. Tickets for all high school athletic events can also be purchased on the AISD website via the ticket information page under Athletics or at the gate with a credit card. Varsity home game tickets go on sale at 8 a.m. on the Monday of game week through 12 p.m. on game day. Tickets are not sold on AISD campuses, and cash will not be accepted at Shotwell venue events. Additional information about sub-varsity and middle school game tickets can be found at AbileneISD.org. So what are you waiting for? Download the Hometown Fan app and get your tickets for the big game today.
In the middle between the hashes on the south 40-yard line. We're glad you're along with us. We've got some great folks. They're going to be with us throughout the evening. Great sponsors. Here's the approach on the kick, and it is going to be a high end-over-end line drive into the end zone for another touchback. So Permian will begin their second possession at their own 25-yard line.
Chuck, that was a 4-play, 37-yard, 13-yard touchdown pass for the touchdown for the Eagles. Great start for Abilene High on both sides of the ball. And now Permian will get their second opportunity at the 25, trailing 7-0.
So the Eagle 3-4 defense ready to get set. The umpire will spot it on the far hash mark at the 25. Shadows have consumed the entire turf surface here at Shotwell Stadium. Single back behind Garcia is Black, and they're going to fake the handoff. Garcia gets pressure, and he's going to be sacked again inside the 15.
Great move, and I believe that was number 33, Chuck, for the sack for the Eagles.
Skylar Famoa, the linebacker, just thought they'd opened the door, and he ran right through it. So a loss of 4 brings up second down and 14. The ball on the 21 of the Permian Panthers. And I've got a feeling that the Eagles came to play tonight. Let's see what happens on this second possession with second and 14. Once again, Jacob Garcia, quarterback, takes a snap, gives up the middle. Gavin Black doesn't get a whole lot of turf underneath his shoes.
No, great. That's what you want to see from the black shirts, is containing Black at the line of scrimmage. But Famoa a while ago just blew through there, and Permian is starting to see that speed on defense as well, Chuck, early in the game.
It'll be third down and 13, 1-yard gain by Black. We're now under 9 minutes into the first quarter. Eagles leading 7-0 as the Panthers spread out a pair to the right, single receiver wide to the left. As Garcia taking the snap, looks, throws across the middle. He's got a receiver in and out of his hands, but nearly picked up also, nearly a pickoff by Dela Cruz. That incompleted pass brings up fourth down and will stop the clock. And guess what? The Permian punter just come on again.
Garcia intended pass was for number 6, Caden Hernandez, and the ball just got away from him, Chuck, and he overthrew him, and it brings up fourth down and 13. And Abilene High should get good field position again, Chuck, on the punt.
Back in single safety once again for the Eagles is Braden Henry. He stands at the Eagle 40-yard line, and once again the punter is going to be Munoz for Permian. Long count, good snap, and the left-footed punter gets one that's straightened out a little bit. It'll land at the 40, bounce over the midfield stripe, and continues a Permian run until it will finally be downed at the 36-yard line on the Eagle half of the field.
Good punt by Permian, but again, the black shirts have stepped up, Chuck, on the first 2 drives and showing their speed and agility to hold Permian to another 3 and out. And now Abilene High, with their second possession, would like to go up 14-0 here early in the first quarter.
And I'm sure that would be the intention of Mike Fullen and the Eagle coaching staff, as the umpire has spotted the football, the far hash mark at the 36-yard line. 8:15, first quarter, Eagles leading 7-0. And you've got Tristan Bill, the quarterback right now, taking over those chores, as you will have Braden Henry in the slot to the left. Now, man goes in motion to the right. That's going to be Stephen Wright. So a pair of receivers to the left and to the right. Bill looks, 2-step drop back, plenty of time, throws across the middle, caught by Braden Henry at about the 44-yard line. Not enough for a first, but you can smell it from there.
Yep. Nice pass from Bill to Henry. Just a little pitch and catch there to get 8 yards on the pass, and so it's going to break up an easy 2nd and 2 from the 44 of Abilene High.
And the Eagles just trying to put together consistent drives. They sputtered in their first 2 games, but then ended up prevailing. Right now, they're coming out. Looks like they're full throttle. Bill takes the snap from the shotgun, gives the middle. Braden Henry carrying it, trying to go over the left side. He will get to the 45-yard line. That should be about a 1-yard gain, bringing up 3rd and 1.
Yeah, Permian was expecting Henry to get the ball. They wrapped him up, and he still got a yard, a tough yard there. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 1 from the Eagle 45 with 7:16 left in the first quarter, and the clock's running.
Tristan Bill will be supervising the huddle as they come to the line. Braden Henry goes out wide to the right, double tight end set for the Eagles. Running back is Ethan Joyner on this 3rd and 1. Looks like the Panthers are showing blitz. Henry comes in motion to the right. Now they're going to give up the middle. This will be Ethan Joyner. The crossbuck fooled the Panthers. They froze, and that opened up a hole for Ethan.
Nice play by Abilene High to get the first down. Joyner with the run there. Was it Joyner, number 2?
No, it was actually Amani Strahan that went in. He's kind of your Moose Johnson for the Eagles. And you see number 2 and 2-0 from this vantage point. It's easy to call one, but it was the other. Eagles get a first down. That's their 4th first down here in the first quarter at the midfield stripe. 6:30 in the first quarter. Eagles leading 7-0. Long count. Braden Henry gives this is Joyner this time. Going to the right, over the 50, the 45, penalty flag thrown, probably holding against Abilene High.
It's going to be a hold on Abilene High, but a good run by Joyner, finding the crease and making the turn on the corner. But it's going to come back, Chuck. That's going to be a hold on the Eagles.
First penalty of the game for Abilene High. Permian's received 2 flags so far, and they'll march it back. Line of scrimmage was the midfield stripe. And they're going to mark it holding against the Eagles. And umpire referee David Hallam says mark it back on the full group. So it goes from the 50 to the 35, 15-yard penalty.
Holding's a 10-yard penalty.
That's what I thought.
Unless they called a chop block or a block or a face mask.
So we'll be 1st and 25 from the 35. Braden Henry lining back up at quarterback for Abilene High. And Henry gives Joyner, gets the ball, tries to find a hole between the right guard and tackle. We'll move it from the 35 to the 36-yard line.
That's a tough 1 yard for Joyner there. Permian made him up in the heart of the line there. Abilene High trying to establish the run here. But now you got 2nd and 24 on your own 36 with 5:45 left.
Joyner checks out, so you don't have an empty backfield. Braden Henry will line up at running back. Tristan Bill, the quarterback for Abilene High. 3 receivers to the left. That's the wide side of the field. Henry now goes in motion to the right. Bill changing his play at the line with an audible. And he'll take the snap. 2-step drop back. The junior across the middle. What a diving catch by Majula Boso at the 47 of the Panthers. Big game. And now Abilene High looking at a 3rd and 7. That looks better than a 3rd and umpteen.
Nice pass from Bill to Boso for the 11-yard gain. It's going to bring up a manageable 3rd and 7 for the Eagles at their own 47. with 4:56 remaining in the first quarter.
Henry back in the shotgun, pair of receivers to the left, to the right. Long count by the senior Braden. Two-step drop back. Looking. Now he's going to roll to the left, and he's going to do a Patrick Mahomes. Go around the left 40-yard line. Steps out of bounds. Should have enough for an Eagle first down. He checked his receivers off and saw a lane and win.
He did, Chuck, and he just showing that speed. What we call it last week, lightning in a bottle, as he just turned the left corner.
With the lid loose.
That's right, and he's got a 12-yard gain for the first down for Abilene High.
So it will be an Eagle first down on the 35-yard line of the Permian Panthers. Triple receivers to the right. Single receiver is right for Abilene High. Braden, long count, gives. Joyner goes to the right, and the ball kept by Henry, and he was taken down. He faked the handoff, and Joyner went in the hole, but Braden was caught by the right side of that defensive line.
Good penetration from the Panther defense as they caught Braden in the backfield for a 3-yard loss, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 13 with 4:16 remaining in the first quarter.
And the football scooted back to the 38. Eagles on the Panther half of the field, 4-10 here in the first quarter. Abilene High leading 7-0 now on second down. Braden Henry, the quarterback, handing off. This is going to be Joyner as Ethan gets over the 35 to the 32, picks up a nice handful of yards.
Nice 6-yard run by Joyner, just following his blockers on the right side to get a 6-yard gain to bring up 3rd and 7 now for the Eagles at the Permian 32-yard line.
From the Permian Panther 32, it is third down coming up. Pair of receivers to the left, to the right. Braden Henry once again in the shotgun. 3-4 defense by the Permian Panthers. They're showing blitz on the outside. Henry's going to change the play at the line and send Ethan Joyner to line up to his left. And here's the snap. Braden on a slant across the middle, overthrows his receiver inside the 5. That was Majula Boso, and that should have been 7.
Nice pass, just barely overthrew Boso. He was right open there, but a good pass by Henry, just barely missed that. They'll go to that again, Chuck, I bet.
Oh, you know they will. And right now, incompleted pass stops the first quarter clock at 3:13. Eagles are looking at 4th and 7 from the 32 of the Panthers. Tristan Beal will check in at quarterback. You got Braden Henry in the slot to the left. And kind of a nod in the slot to the right. And you've got a penalty flag thrown. They're going to call offsides against Abilene High.
Actually, Chuck, I think they're calling a false start against the Eagles. Somebody jumped, and so it's going to be 4th and 12 now, 5-yard penalty.
You know, Greg, you refereed for about 30 years. I'm going to take your call anytime during the game.
Yeah.
So it is 4th down and 12 for the Eagles. And right now, you're looking at Xavier De La Cruz, who'd been moved to punter last year, and Xavier gets a nice punt. It's going to land at the 5, take an Eagle roll into the end zone for a touchback. But Abilene High, 2 possessions, 1 score. Permian, 2 possessions, have yet to score, so we'll go on ahead and move the football into the Permian Panthers offense. Greg, right now, 2 physical teams, but like any good match, they're going to go on ahead and swap punches till they find the right place to hit.
Kind of like a heavyweight boxing match. They're both kind of feeling each other out, and Abilene High got the early knockdown with the 7-0 touchdown, but the black shirts have stepped up here in the first quarter with their speed on Permian, and we're going to see if they can do it again, Chuck.
So the line of scrimmage will be the 20-yard line for the Permian Panthers. The football spotted at the near hash mark. That means the wide side of the field for Permian will be the left. They've got a couple of receivers split out wide to the right. As Jacob Garcia in the shotgun taking the snap, going to give fullback up the middle, 25-30. He will finally get his feet knocked out from underneath him, and the ball pops loose. And the officials say he was already down, and so it is not a fumble, but the Eagles like to recover the other guy's fumbles.
That's right. You saw the speed from Gavin Black, just followed his blockers, found the crease, and made a good gain for Permian for 11 yards in the first down.
Greg, that's the first down for the Permian Panthers. Give the ball to Black again. Tries to go behind his tight end block. Moves the football from the 36 to about the 39-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup. But Permian's already realized you got a big tree to knock down, seeing you bulldozer.
Right. Tough 3-yard run there.
We need to write this down. You have got a lot of wit.
But Gavin Black, as you saw, a sample of his speed also. And it's going to bring up a 2nd and 7 from the Permian 39 with 2:17 clock running here in the first quarter.
Here come the Panthers to the line. The quarterback is Jacob Garcia. He's going to send wideouts to the left and to the right, respectively. And here's the snap. He's once again going to give to Black, trying to get around the end. And he is hit and stopped by Trey Shaw at the 42-yard line.
Great play by Trey Shaw there to hit Black right as he turned his corner to try to hit that crease, and Trey Shaw met him for the nice tackle for Abilene High. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 4 for the Panthers.
And let's see if the Eagles can stop the 3rd down conversion. They've done it on the first 3 possessions. Players shuffling in for Permian. Right now you've got Isaiah McCoy moving in as a wide receiver. Going out to the left, you've got Aaron Navarrete, and on 3rd down, fake the handoff, throw across the middle in a slant, and it's incomplete. Permian fans think there should be a flag. The guys wearing the striped shirts think not.
Chuck, that was close, but Jacob Garcia went back and just barely missed the pass to Navarrete there, and that's going to bring up a 4th down and 4. And it looks like Permian's going to punt for the 3rd time tonight here in the first quarter.
As they send their punt team in, Abilene High without a safety deep, as Permian will be punting from their 41-yard line. Now you've got coming in as the single safety, Braden Henry, standing in the middle of the Eagle 25-yard line. 3rd punt for the Panthers. Low snap, gets a left-footed punt, and 1 bounce, 2 bounces, and Henry's going to go on ahead and let discretion be the better part of valor, because Permian's coverage guys were getting ready to pounce on him.
Good idea for Braden Henry to let the ball just roll. So Abilene High, and they're backed up in their own end of the field for the first time tonight at their own 16-yard line, Chuck. We're just about got a minute 9 left here in the first quarter.
Eagles start their 3rd possession. The ball is on the Abilene High 16. Once again, they'll be going right to left or south to north here at Shotwell Stadium. And looking, you got Tristan Bill will be handling the quarterbacking duties. Braden Henry will line up at running back. An H-back and a slot to the left. Now Boso will go as a wing to the right. They're going to look at a double tight end set, trying to get out of this hole at the 16. And Bill going up the middle. The quarterback gets out to the 20, and finally they're going to bend him back. But he got a nice positive yards, and guess what? It may be Patriots Day, but it's Flag Day on the field, as there's a penalty marker from the side judge.
We may have a face mask there on Permian. It could be a face mask against Permian.
If that's the case, it'll be their 2nd face mask personal foul. Let's see how they mark this one off. Side judge is pointing to the north, and it is personal foul against Odessa Permian. So pick up the ball and move to the north.
It's going to be a 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul at the 20-yard line. That's going to give Abilene High a 1st down at the Abilene High 36-yard line.
As the officials will move the football, and it is going to be a dead ball foul. Is that what they said?
He did. It was a dead ball personal foul against the Panthers. So there was some extracurricular activity going in there, Chuck, that we couldn't see in the pile, apparently.
So we'll be 1st down for Abilene High from their own 36. 58 seconds left here in the first quarter. As the Eagles ready on the line, Permian kind of shuffling folks, and Coach Ellison, the head coach of Permian, questioning the referee. Are you sure you want to take that yardage away from us?
I don't think he really saw what happened, and I'm sure they told him upstairs that they didn't see anything either. But he's just wanting an explanation from referee Hullum. And David Hullum's one of the best in the state, Chuck. I've officiated with him for a long time, and he's just a good guy.
Well, I've known him for a long time, and he's just one of the good guys in the business. I will concur with you on that. So we're ready to come back to action. And that whistle means start the clock, 56 seconds and ticking here in the first quarter. Tristan Bill, the quarterback for Abilene High. He shuffled in with Braden Henry throughout the night. And Bill trying to throw the ball, and it was batted away incomplete.
Nice play by number 12 for Permian. That's the senior Caleb Jamison. Came in there and batted the ball up, and he tried to go 6. He wanted to go 6 for 6, Chuck. All he saw was green ahead of him.
Well, right now our score, Abilene High 7, Permian nothing. On 2nd down and 10, the incompleted pass stopped the first quarter clock at 39 seconds. Eagles break the huddle, come to the line. Bill still the quarterback. The running back to his right is Ethan Joyner. Trips to the right side. That's the wide side of the field. Single receiver to the left, and now Bill pointing at Permian, and a timeout called by the Eagles with 39 seconds left in the first quarter. Let's take a 30-second timeout with them as you're listening to the Eagles and the Panthers on AISD Live.
Sure would, Chuck, and Abilene High can do it. We've seen them do it all season long in the first 2 games. But let's just see what he's got up his sleeve right here on 2nd down and 10.
Eagles with trips stacked to the left, hand the ball. Joyner goes behind right guard, gets hit over the 40 to about the 41, and that will bring up 2nd down, now 3rd down for the Eagles at their own 41. As Tristan Bill comes out, coming in for Abilene High is going to be Aaron Brown. He'll go into the slot to the right. Braden Henry will be handling the quarterbacking chores here on 3rd and 5. 3 receivers once again to the wide side of the field. That's the left. Henry, long count. And the Eagles are going to get the first quarter clock expired. They have done. So we've ended the first quarter of play in our first 12-minute quarter as we swap ends of the field. The Eagles of Abilene High lead Odessa Permian's Panthers 7-0. We'll be back with more on AISD Live.
Hey Abilene ISD community, want to catch all the action from Abilene High and Cooper High School games? It's easy. In addition to Facebook and Vimeo, we're now on YouTube. Just head on over to our YouTube channel by searching Abilene ISD and click subscribe so you never miss a live stream. Whether you're cheering from home or on the go, we're bringing the game to you. So join our online cheering section and stay connected with every play. Hit subscribe and get ready to show your school spirit today.
Down on the field, presenting the McMillans with their award, Travis Johnson, on behalf of Ollie's Bargain Outlet. Let's give Raina and Nick McMillan a round of applause and thank them for their support of the Abilene Eagles.
Cheerleaders, supporters are receiving some activity down there, and after they do the photo op, we will get ready to do action again. But you know, I love to see people making presentations to schools because they acknowledge you got good kids get caught doing good things.
That's right, Chuck. And Abilene High great kids. As we know, AISD also has great kids as a school district.
So we'll start the second quarter. It's third down, 5 yards to go for another first down. The Eagles are at their own 41-yard line. They will need to go to the 46 to get a whole new set of downs. Braden Henry is the quarterback for Abilene High. You've got Ethan Joyner in the backfield now. Blitz shown from the left, and here they come. Henry's going to have to run and dodge, and he's going to end up breaking the tackle, but the officials say he was downed at the 27. That outside blitz is going to be something that the Eagles have had to contend with so far, and it's only going to get more intense as the game increases.
Good pursuit by the Panthers on the rush there. They just kind of boxed him in. Number 12 for Permian is Caleb Jamison, led the pursuit and got him for a big loss for Abilene High. That's going to be an 8-yard loss, so it's going to bring up 4th and 18.
Actually, a 13-yard loss. So 4th and 18. And so for the second time tonight, Abilene High will send in their punt team. Xavier Dela Cruz will be standing inside the 15-yard line. Single safety for Permian inside their 40. And a low snap as Xavier gets one, bounces at the 45, takes an eagle bounce to midfield, and that's where the ball will be turned over to the Panthers of Odessa Permian.
Permian's best field position of the night, Chuck, to start here with 10:58 left in the second quarter. And I've got some stats here from the first quarter. Abilene High had 10 rushes for 42 yards. They were 3 out of 6 for 38 yards for 16 total plays for 80 yards. And they had 6 first downs. Permian with 1 first down had 6 rushes for 10 yards, and they were 0 for 4 for no yards on passing. So they've had 10 plays for a total of 10 yards for the Panthers.
It will be first down for the Permian Panthers at midfield. Football spotted by the umpire at the far hash mark. Jacob Garcia, pass out to the right. He's got a little blocking for his receiver, crosses over the 45. A little bit of a pitch and catch and a few yards for the Panthers.
Nice little pitch and catch from Garcia there to get, what they get, about 6 yards there, 7? Yeah, they got 6 yards, so 6-yard play.
Garcia wears a number 25 on his jersey, and I've been trying to cycle who wore that jersey. Probably one of the Panthers that had a nice NFL career was Stoney Case.
Stoney Case did wear number 25 back in the day for Permian.
2nd and 4 coming up from the Eagle 44. Clock moving at 10:22. Eagles leading 7-0. Garcia throws out in the left flat. Caught at the 45. Going to the 40. Dropping the ball, and the Eagles are going to recover it at the 36-yard line.
Nice pursuit by the black shirts to knock that ball out and then recover it. Great play there for Abilene High to get the ball back when Permian looked like they were going to try to go down and score. But now Abilene High, you can see the replay right there. Number 6 for the Panthers. That is going to be Caden Hernandez.
Well, he dropped the ball
as
Xavier Dela Cruz was getting ready to get on, and the Eagles covered it. So Abilene High starts this drive here in the second quarter on the north end. They're north headed south from the 27. And right now, the Eagles coming to the line. As men shift, going to the left, to the right, and Braden Henry will drop back in the quarterback slot. Long count for the Eagles. Henry looking. He's going to change his play at the line. Still plenty of time on the play clock, though. Braden takes a snap, looks across the middle. Now he's going to roll to the left, try to see if he can get to the 25, the 30. Step out of bounds just before the 35-yard line. A nice scamper for the senior quarterback.
Nice run from Braden Henry. Turned on the Jets when he got toward the sideline. And I think I thought he got more than that. They said he only got 7 yards, but I thought he had more than that, Chuck. But
2nd and 3 from the 34. He stepped out of bounds. That stops the first half clock at 10:03. And coming up at the Ivy Properties halftime show, you've got some special guests, Greg, and I'm excited about that. 2nd down coming up. Tristan Bill is going to get the ball from Henry, and Henry gets back to the line, maybe. That'll bring up 3rd down.
Caleb Johnson, the senior linebacker for Permian, met Henry as soon as he took off in the backfield, and you see on the replay there, made a good tackle, and they bottled him up. And that's how you stop number 1 for Abilene High. You have to bottle him up in the backfield, Chuck.
Yard loss on that carry brings up 3rd down and 3 from the 34 of Abilene High. As a single receiver split out, that's Stephen Wright to the right. 2 backs in the backfield now with Henry. Wright ooching in to be a wing back. Braden dropping back, looks, and he's got a receiver caught at the 49, making that catch, Stephen Wright, and that's going to be another Eagle first down. In fact, that's first down number 7.
Great pitch and catch to Stephen Wright, number 8 for Abilene High, to get the first down for the Eagles. And now the Eagles are at the Permian 40, or actually their own 48, fixing to get the Permian territory again.
And second quarter clock moving in 9 minutes, 12 seconds. Eagles leading 7-0, and they do have a first down. Braden Henry in the shotgun. He'll move Ethan Joyner just stacked right behind him. It looks kind of like an I formation, and now they give the ball to Joyner. He goes into the pile behind his left guard in the center and will scratch out just enough yards to get to the midfield stripe.
Nice run by Joyner. That's a tough 2-yard run for Joyner. And he's also very quick out of the backfield. So 2nd down and 8 at midfield for Abilene High.
And when you look right now, Jamari Reed is checking into the lineup for Abilene High as a tight end. They'll go with a double tight end set. Once again, set receiver to the right, now coming back over is right. You got Tristan Beal at quarterback from the 50-yard line. And Tristan takes the snap, and it's thrown to right. He goes to the right. He's hit at the line. Maybe gets about a yard, if that much. That's going to bring up 2nd down for the Eagles.
Rangel with the catch, but number 42 for Permian wrapped him up there. And also Caleb Jamison there for the Panthers on the tackle. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 9 for Abilene High.
And the down box is corrected. It is 3rd down for the Eagles. Braden Henry back. He will be quarterbacking on this series. You've got Rangel Aboso and Wright split way to the left, single receiver to the right. Henry long count. This time Panthers aren't showing blitz, and it looks like Henry going around the corner at the 50, the 45, and down the near sideline. 30, cuts inside 25, 20, inside the 15, and Abilene High gets a big first down by their fleet-footed quarterback.
Hold on, Chuck. We got a flag.
Let's get it back.
It's going to be holding on Abilene High. Great run by Henry, but it's going to be brought back.
And that's the 2nd penalty so far, Greg. Am I right?
Yes, holding on the Eagles. And so a nice big run is brought back by the holding penalty, and Coach Fullen's not going to like that.
You know, one of the heralded officials in Texas high school football was the late Curly Hayes. And Curly used to tell me, as a player and a broadcaster, it's only holding if you get caught. Well, we got caught.
That's right.
So they're going to scoot the football back from the Eagle 48, and that will bring up 3rd down and about 19 with the football at the 39. So this is a 3rd and long. You've almost got to think of passing plays getting ready to come up as Braden Henry goes in slot to the left. Pair of receivers each direction. Tristan Beal comes in. Ethan Joyner is the running back to his left. And Beal drops back 2 steps, looks, throws across the middle, and it's in and out of the hands of an Eagle receiver at the 45-yard line. That'll bring up 4th down.
Aaron Brown, the intended receiver for Beal. Nice pass by Beal, but Aaron Brown had the Permian defender on his back and didn't make the catch. So that's going to bring up 4th and 19 for Abilene High at their own 39.
As De La Garza will come in to punt for the Eagles. Once again, just a single safety back for the Panthers inside the 35. Good clean snap, and Xavier gets a good end-over-end punt. It's going to bounce at about the 45 and then make a lateral roll.
Yep, that's what it looked like, and good field position for Permian at their own 45-yard line. This quarter's kind of gone by fast here. The 2nd quarter, Chuck. 6:51 left until halftime. And Permian would like to tie it up before they go into half.
And the only score in the game came at 9:49 in the 1st quarter, where there was a 13-yard pass to Aboso. Kick was good, and the Eagles still lead 7-0. Here come the Panthers once again on another possession as they get the football at the far hash mark on the 45. Jacob Garcia in the shotgun hands it off. Now it's a flea flicker. They're going to go long down the field. Caught at the 25, 20, 10. Stopped before he got into the end zone.
Wow. Nice pass from Jacob Garcia to Aaron Navarrete. Got behind the Eagle defenders to make the big catch. And now Permian with a 1st and goal at the Abilene High. I believe it's the 2-yard line. But you see, he just got behind the Abilene High defenders and a perfectly thrown ball from Garcia. And now the Panthers are in business. 1st and goal at the Eagle 2-yard line.
Well executed flea flicker on that play. 1st and goal for the Panthers. Jacob Garcia comes to the line. Gavin Black is his running back, and they're going to give the ball to Black. He lowers his left shoulder and will get a yard. So it's going to bring up 2nd and goal for Permian.
Tough run for Black right up the middle, but now they're at the 1-yard line. Let's see if the black shirts can hold them down here. They've done it before, Chuck. Let's see if they can do it again.
As it is 2nd and goal. The couple of dozen Permian fans on the other side are still looking for where's everybody else. Eagle fans right now wanting their defense to tighten up and turn back the Panthers on 2nd down. Garcia, the quarterback, sends a man in motion to left, and Garcia gives the ball, and going over the right side is Gavin Black, and now we're a point after try from a tie football game at 5:47.
Just followed his blockers right in the end zone. Black shirts had it covered up pretty good, but he got in the end zone. And now Permian, with 5:47 left until halftime, is trying to tie it up at 7.
And so the kicker for the Permian Panthers is Eichel Munoz, and his holder is Caden Hernandez. Abilene High 7, Permian 6. Here comes the extra point try and a penalty flag. Greg, when they do that, they're not playing motorboat. What's the call?
It's either a legal procedure or legal formation. Not enough men on the line of scrimmage. It's actually a false start. David Hullum said a false start, so somebody jumped for Permian, which is going to back him up 5 for the extra point.
So he will be kicking the extra point from the 9-yard line. This would make it a 19-yard extra point attempt for Munoz. The snap, the kick, and it is good. Now at 5:47 here in the first half, Abilene High 7, Permian 7. We'll be back with more on AISD Live.
I'm Sandra, this is Jorge, and we were adopted in 2019. I remember when they first came to us, Michael was already a teenager. The whole cliche of they're so lucky to have you guys, and it's the other way around. They have changed our family for the better. They chose to love us. They didn't have to. They chose us. Family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
Now back to Abilene Eagle football with Chuck Stetler and Greg Douglas.
Ready to tee it up after tying it up 7-7. Eagle return men are deep, and those guys are John Rangel along with Majula Boso and Braden Henry as they stand on the 5-yard line. Football being teed up by Jaden Lopez. And folks, no, actually their kicker now is going to be Iker Munoz as Permian just fighting back, tying it up. So we will see. And if you look at where Munoz is, he's got it teed up like he's going to try to pooch it. Let's see if that happens, if it's a pooch kick. And nope, he's going deep with it into the end zone for a touchback. So Abilene High will get the football back at their own 25. 5:47 left here in the first half. Eagles 7 and the Panthers 7.
If you're Abilene High, you've got 2 timeouts. You get the ball to start the second half. So you wanted a good drive here, run the clock down. You'd like to score going into halftime up 14-7. That's what you'd like to do.
And that's probably what Mike Fullen is saying. Okay, we're tied up. We had the lead, so let's avoid the turnover. Let's avoid the penalty. Good, clean drive, and need as much of the clock as we can to take the lead into the locker room at intermission.
That's right.
So Eagles break the huddle. Here they come to the line. You got John Rangel going out way to the left. And you have for Abilene High, Aaron Brown to the right. Two backs in the backfield with Braden Henry from the 25. Rangel in motion to the right. Now Henry tries to go to the left. He might have got back to the line of scrimmage. And the Panthers, they read that one right and strung him down the line.
They did, Chuck. They were waiting for Henry there. They're boxing up that line of scrimmage, trying to box him in. They don't want him to get outside with his tremendous speed. So good defense from the Panthers. No gain.
5:25 and counting here in the first quarter. 2nd down and 10 from Abilene High from the 25. 3 receivers to the wide side of the field. That is to Braden Henry's right. Long count by the senior quarterback. Good snap, looks, throws it out in the flat. It's going to be caught by Rangel. He's at the 30, upended at about the 33-yard line. That's going to bring up 3rd and a short 3rd.
Nice 7-yard pass from Henry to Rangel. Nice catch from Rangel there, and nice pass from Henry. So now you've got a manageable 3rd and 2, Chuck. That's what you want, is 3rd and short on this drive.
And a little more beef on the line is Jaden Starks. Usually the nose guard comes in to give him a hand on the offensive line on this 3rd and 2 from the Eagle 33. As Braden Henry now goes to the right. And you've got Tristan Beal at quarterback. Now he's going to drop back. A stack eye to the left, and he's going to give the ball to Joyner, 35, still moving, gets the first down, and he should be near the Permian Panther 40-yard line.
Chuck, that was actually number 20. That was Samani Strahan on the carry there.
That's the 2nd time Samani's carried the ball. Yes, you're right.
And he's a nice change of pace for the Eagles from Joyner to Braden. He's kind of a bigger back, and he just kind of rumbles him almost through the line there to get the first down. Nice play by Strahan.
He got to the 40-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Eagles. And by the way, Greg, that is the 8th first down for Abilene High here in the first half. So with the football on the far hash mark, Eagles are going to split a couple out to the left. The wide side of the field is where Oboso is. Long count for Tristan Beal. Takes the snap, gives up the middle, this time 40, 45, 46 yards. Eagles, a nice good chunk of change, brings up 2nd down.
Nice run by Ethan Joyner for a 6-yard run there for Abilene High. Just followed his blockers and I'll take 5-6 yards a pop every time, Chuck.
2nd down and 4 coming up. We're 3.5 left in the first half, tied up at 7. Beal back ready to take the shotgun snap. I love the lights at Shotwell and how they glow off the Golden Eagle helmets. Beal throwing out in the flat, and he's going to throw a little wide for Majula Boso. That incompleted pass stops the first half clock with 3:12, 3rd and 4 coming up.
Ball kind of got away from Henry there. Boso was open. As you can see, ball just kind of took off from him. But now you got a 3rd and 4, manageable 3rd down, good field position. I think this is 2-down territory, Chuck, for the Eagles.
And right now they're sending the play in from the sideline. Braden Henry goes in slot to the right. You'll have 3 receivers there to the right of Tristan Beal. Long count by Tristan. He's going to take the snap, now give off. This is Joyner. He'll go to the right, cut in, and he'll jitterbug to about the 49. That brings up 4th and 1. I would be shocked if Mike Fullen doesn't try to go for it on this 4th and 1.
Good field position. If you don't get it there at midfield, Abilene High with their speed and the offensive line, well, I'd go for it if it was me.
Strahan checks into the backfield for the Eagles, and actually you've got both Strahans in right now. So the brothers on the field. 4th and 1, Tristan Beal. As has right now is stack on the left side. That's your power side. And Bill dives into the line, gets over the midfield stripe, but did it turn over? That's the question, Greg.
I think he fumbled, but I don't know if he was down by contact or not. But it looks like they're going to give Permian the football on the fumble by Joyner. I guess he fumbled before he hit the ground. So Permian with a huge turnover there. It's going to have first down at midfield. Let's watch the replay and see if he did turn it over. Yeah, the ball came out. So they're talking about it right now.
Right now, the officials talking about it at midfield. And you've got 6 of the zebras, black and white stripe, they got to be zebras, having that conference there. And right now, the umpire waiting for a clean football, puts it down between the hash marks at the 48. Permian's got 2:28 left between this and intermission to try to break the tie. On first down, Garcia looks, throws. It's going to be caught at the 40, 30, 20, 10, and he's upended at the 5-yard line. And what a reception for Permian, as that was Zephaniah DeLeon on the catch.
Garcia, just a nice pitch and catch, and DeLeon got behind the Eagle defenders again for a huge gain. And now Permian is in business at 1st and 5 from the Eagle 5 with 2:15 left here in the first half.
That is only the 3rd first down for the Panthers here in the first half. It's again, the Eagles have 8. So 1st and goal from the Abilene High 5. Clock started back moving under 2 minutes. And now a timeout called. And that is the 2-minute warning, which is new for the UIL, the NFL, and NCAA have been doing that. But it's the first year the University Interscholastic League of Texas has implemented the 2-minute warning at the end of the first and the second half. So the teams go to the field, and they're going to converse among each other. The 2-minute warning is only a minute long.
I know it.
You figure that one out. Oh, it's probably fixed by our Texas legislators.
Right. Well, Chuck, while we got a minute here, I just want everybody to stay tuned for the Ivy Property Management halftime show. We got a couple of special guests for our halftime show tonight. We've got Randy Ivy, the owner of Ivy Property Management, and we've also got James Montgomery, who's the general manager of Great Lakes Cheese Chuck, and this is his first West Texas high school football game that he's seen live.
James, I hope we're giving you a good exposure to Texas culture, and you're welcome any Friday. We like you coming in here. And of course, we want to talk about our friends from Ivy Property Management. They offer rental housing and top-tier customer service. Give them a call. Move up to Ivy Property, putting people in their place for over 50 years. It's 1st and goal from the 5 of the Abilene Eagles for the Permian Panthers, as Garcia tries to send the play to the right, and that didn't work against that tough Eagle defense.
No, great play by number 13 for Abilene High, and that's going to be Thaden Hendricks on the tackle. Gavin Black stopped him in his tracks pretty much, so they gave him a yard gain, so he's got 1 yard there. It's going to be 2nd and 4 from the 4.
And Greg, while they're still huddled up, I just want to mention, once again, Ivy Property Management, they are a family business with family values and a belief that people are just as important as property. So we're looking at 2nd and goal for the Permian Panthers. First half clock still ticking at 1:20. They come to the 5-yard line, as you've got Jacob Garcia in the shotgun. He's going to move his wing or his H-back from the left, and timeout called on the field.
Timeout by the Panthers at 1:11. That's their first timeout of the first half. And I also want to welcome Garrett James is customer service operations manager for Great Lakes Cheese. He's here as well with James.
All right. Hey, glad you're here. And we're just excited about our halftime show. Greg, you're going to host Ivy Property Management and Great Lakes. We can look over past the fair on the other side of the Coliseum and see Great Lakes.
Sure can. You can see it from here on the other side of the I don't know what kind of ride that is. But you can see Great Lakes Cheese back there, and we sure appreciate them coming to Abilene, and they've just been a big impact on the economy here in Abilene and just been great for the community.
At one of the openings of Great Lakes, I've got a great picture of me and Governor Abbott when we still used to get along that was taken at the ribbon cutting. So anyway, you guys have been great neighbors since you've come to town. All right, let's come back to action. 2nd and goal from the 4. Clock stopped with the called timeout with 1:11. Both teams still have 2 timeouts remaining here in the first half. Here's the snap. Going to the right is Garcia. He's going to tuck it in, step into the end zone for a go-ahead touchdown by the Permian Panthers.
Garcia just followed his blockers into the end zone, and now the turnover has cost Abilene High 7 points. And now the Eagles, with 1:05, they still have time to go score themselves, but they need to regroup on offense and answer the Permian touchdown before half.
Here comes the point after try for the Panthers. Their kicker, Iker Munoz, will be getting ready to try to send one through the north goal post. His holder is going to be Caden Hernandez for the extra point try. Munoz ready, and left-footed kicker puts a foot up in it, and it is good. So with 1:05 left, the new score, Permian 14, Abilene High 7. Let's go on ahead and keep it here and forego the break, because we need to talk about how important that turnover was, giving them the ball with about 2.5 minutes left.
Well, you've given Permian all the momentum now. The momentum has shifted from Abilene High to Permian, and now if you're Abilene High, you want to get the ball, try to get good field position on the kickoff return, even if you get it at the 25-yard line. But you want to go down and get some kind of points before the half, because you get the ball to start the second half.
So the Eagles will send their return squadron down deep, and it's going to be a Boso along with Rangel, and the deep man is going to be Braden Henry. They'll all get at the 10-yard line. The kicker for the Panthers is going to be Jaden Lopez. He'll tee it up at the South 40. And, of course, at halftime, we've got our special guest coming up, and we'll get to find out what 2 of the great movers and shakers in the All-America City think of tonight's game.
It's going to be a great halftime show.
You think I make that up? U.S. Chamber of Commerce designated Abilene as an All-America City in 1992 because our community recovered from an oil bust. We still kept jobs and survived the economic dive. Here's the kick, and it's end over end, and will be a touchback. So the Eagles get the football to the 25-yard line with 1:05 left.
Eagles need to have they've got 2 timeouts, Chuck, with 1:05, and with our speed, we've got plenty of time to go down here and get some points before halftime.
Right now, the umpire spots it on the near hash mark. That's to the right side. Eagle bench right now a little bit quiet. And this is the first time beyond the first quarter Abilene High has trailed all season.
Yes, sir, it is, and I'm anxious to see how they respond to that, Chuck.
You've got Majula Boso split way to the left, pair of receivers off to the right. Braden Henry, the quarterback for Abilene High, sends a man in motion to the right now. Henry takes the snap. He's going to shovel it off to the right side, and you will see Ethan Joyner step out of bounds, and that's important because he stops the clock with 59 seconds left here in the first half.
He did. I don't think he gained anything. I don't think he got a yard. He didn't. He didn't get any yards, so it's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Eagles. 59 seconds left, but it is important that he got out of bounds, Chuck.
And right now, Jeremiah Collins comes in. He'll be slot to the left, still pair of receivers to the left, right, respectively. Henry, a long count, taking the snap, 2-step drop back off of his toes. He's throwing it long and will overthrow a Boso at the 45, and he was out racing double coverage.
Chucky, he's off a little bit tonight. His balls have taken off on him. Again, that was a nice pass and just kind of overthrew the receiver. But again, it stops the clock. 3rd and 10 with 54 seconds left.
And let me just tell you right now, Braden does not throw underinflated footballs like Tom Brady did. Or was that a controversy? So it'll be 3rd down. The incompleted pass stopped the clock with 54 seconds. Trips to the left, single receiver to the right. and an overshift by the defense Permian on that side. Henry trying to just go up the middle, and he's kind of like a pinball, gets bounced around to bring up 4th down, and the clock will stop with a timeout called on the field.
Permian uses their second timeout. So a quick 3 and out for the Eagles. That's not what you wanted if you're Abilene High. So Permian is hoping to get good field position, Chuck, on the punt, and they'd like to add to their lead going into halftime because Abilene High gets the ball to start the second half.
For those in our video audience, we'd love to encourage you just to look beyond the east bleachers, and you see the wonderful West Texas Fair and the Midway lit up. This is really one of the best weeks of the year. Usually we're blessed with rain. This year it didn't happen, but I'm not going to complain about that.
Well, we got rain last Friday. We had that.
Well, that's true. We had the lightning timeout here, and they almost had to cancel the game at Merkel.
Really?
Because of lightning.
Okay.
So, but, I always love the fair. And this year, turkey legs, corn on the cob, Aggie fries. I did not partake in the funnel cake. I looked up in my little deal, and A1C said, no funnel cake this year, fat boy. So 4th down, the snap goes over De La Garza's head. He will go down on a knee at the 1-yard line. Xavier being heads up. And right now the Eagles will turn the ball over to Permian at about they're spotting it at the 1. And so the Eagle defense needs to go ahead and send in the big boys and see if they can plug the hole in the dam right now.
Chuck Esparza, the ball got away from him, and De La Cruz, luckily it didn't go into the end zone for a safety, but now Permian's got 1st and goal to 2, and they're going to try to add to their lead here with 42 seconds left until halftime.
Here come the Panthers. They're going to line up one receiver wide to the right. There will be double tight end set, and under center is going to be Jacob Garcia. He may try a quarterback keeper. Instead, he's going to pitch. Nope, he's rolling to the right, bootleg, and he's going to be stopped by Trey Shaw at the 6-yard line. Big loss for Permian and a great break for Abilene High.
Nice play by Trey Shaw to get into the backfield and hit Garcia for a 3-yard loss. Actually, 3-yard loss. They're backed up to the 6, I believe, Chuck's where they are. So they spotted at the 4. So 2nd and 4, and Permian is going to take another timeout with 32 seconds left.
And they are out of timeouts, but that's totally irrelevant if they can convert on this. But the Eagles defense has been given the task to hold. So far, they've been up to it.
We need the black shirts to step up right now, and they can do it. We got to have them step up because you would like to hold Permian to at least 3 instead of 7 down here.
Great coaches on both sides. Keith Ellison, former McMurray player and assistant coach, and Mike Fullen now in his 7th year as the head coach of Abilene High. And he's made the playoffs every year except for his first one when he transitioned from Delvan Cox.
Coach Fullen may be one of the greatest defensive minds in the state of Texas, Chuck. We talked to him about that. What'd he say? He said, I just built the car, now they're running. That's what he told us in the pregame.
And he's a very humble man.
Yeah.
He really is. So it's 2nd and goal for the Panthers at the Eagle 4-yard line. 32 seconds left between us and intermission. And we want you to stay tuned for our halftime show. Great folks to visit with. And we will then also get you prepared for the second half. Garcia looks, lofts a pass into the end zone, caught at the flag, and that will give the Panthers another 1st down with 26 seconds left. And that is a 4-yard pass. And Garcia to whom?
He passed it to number 5, Cameron Mattingly, the senior. And again, Chuck, for the 3rd time tonight, the Permian receivers were wide open behind our safeties and cornerbacks.
And we let them get behind. That's something an adjustment the Eagles need to make. So the new score is Permian 20, Abilene High 7. Here comes the point after try with Munoz, the kicker. Snap, kick, through the north uprights and headed to the Abilene Zoo. And our score with 26 seconds left, Permian 21, Abilene High 7. Once again, Greg, we don't have a whole lot of time here in the first half. Let's talk about we're letting their receivers get behind our secondary. We've turned the ball over, which led to a score. Those are things you can fix in the locker room.
Yes, and we've done things tonight that we haven't done in the first two games. The turnovers, the receivers getting behind us, but like Coach Fullen told us on Thursday, this is why he plays Odessa Permian, is because he said they're a good team from the 6A, the Little Southwest Conference, and he said he was anxious to see if Permian punched us in the mouth, how we would react. Well, they've punched us in the mouth, Chuck. So now we're going to go in at halftime, and we get the ball to start the second half. So, and you never know, we may run it back here for a touchdown. We could, but we're down 21-7.
We've seen it happen before. The Eagles special teams.
We have.
They are good, but right now going into the locker room at intermission, possibly down by 2 touchdowns, may be a good dose of medicine that the Eagles need before they go to Midland and take on the Legacy Rebels next week. So here's the kick, and it's going to be a line drive through the end zone for a touchback. 26 seconds left. What can you say?
Abilene High has 2 timeouts, Chuck. Remember that. If Fullen chooses to try to drive here, he's got 2 timeouts in his pocket.
But he also knows that he's got a second half to play against a real good team.
Yes.
So he doesn't need to burn all of his wood here in the first half.
That's true.
So from the 25, here come the Abilene Eagles. 26 seconds left. Braden Henry is the quarterback. Receivers split to the left and to the right. Panthers almost look like they dropped down into a 5-man front. Give up the middle. And for Abilene High, carrying it behind his right guard was Ethan Joyner. And Jim Boema left him a really nice hole to go through.
Nice hole provided by Belina, and Joyner with a nice 7-yard carry. And Abilene High, I think they're just going to let the clock
roll out, and they will go to the locker room trailing the Permian Panthers, and that will be the case as we go to the half. The Permian Panthers from Odessa, Texas, 21, and the Eagles from Abilene High, 7. We will be back with our halftime show here on AISD Live, and we just can't wait to be able to tell you about the Ivy Property Management halftime show. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Hello, Abilene. I'm James Montgomery, Plant Manager, Great Lakes Cheese.
And I'm Trevor Hensley, Production Manager, Great Lakes Cheese. On behalf of all of us at Great Lakes, we'd like to say how proud we are to support all of our local high school sports through this sponsorship.
At Great Lakes Cheese, we're not just a company. We're an employee-owned family. That means the people you see coaching, cheering, and playing on these fields are the same folks you all find working side by side with us every day. We love this community as much as we love our cheese, and we're honored to give back to young athletes who represent the future of Abilene. Whether it's on the field or in the classroom, or here at Great Lakes Cheese, teamwork and dedication are what drive success. To all the athletes, coaches, parents, and fans tuning in, thank you for letting us be part of your journey. From our family at Great Lakes Cheese to yours, let's keep supporting our kids, our schools,
and our hometown pride.
Now back to Abilene Eagle football with Chuck Stetler and Greg Knuckles.
And welcome back to Shotwell Stadium on this September 12th, 2025. At the half, the Permian Panthers lead the Eagles 21-7, and we welcome you to our halftime show, Ivy Property Management, offering rental housing and top-tier customer service. A family business with family values and a belief that people are just as important as properties. Move up to Ivy Property Management, putting people in their place for over 50 years, and now ready to put the halftime show in its place. Greg Knuckles, take it away.
Thank you, Chuck. And Chuck, we've got Randy Ivy here from Ivy Property Management in the Ivy Property Management halftime show. First of all, we want to thank you, Randy, for sponsoring AISD Live and AISD Athletics. We really appreciate you coming on board with us this year. So tell us a little bit about Ivy Property Management.
Well, my mother started the company a little over 50 years ago with a landline, a pencil, and a notepad. And I'm here to tell you, if they had not invented the cell phone, I would not be in this business, because I could not have done what she did back then. But thank goodness she did, and we're here today going strong.
Well, that's great. And have you been in the business the whole time with her, or were you in Abilene, or did you come back and take it over when she retired? Or
no, she had been on me for a while to move back to Abilene and consider taking over the business, but at the time was not interested, but ended up being the best move I ever made when I finally came back home and took over the business from her and let her retire, and that's where we are today.
That's awesome. How many properties do you actually manage?
We've got 252.
Wow, that's a lot. And do you do just houses or apartments or commercial or just residential?
Don't do any commercial. It's primarily residential and mostly houses. We do have some duplexes and triplexes, but primarily it's single-family housing.
Now, I saw the logo for Ivy Property Management is putting people in their place. How did you come up with that logo?
Well, it's funny. My daughter actually asked me what it is that I did for a living, and I told her I found places for people to live, and she said, "So you put people in their place?" And I thought, well, that's exactly what I do, and so the slogan was born.
Well, that's great. We are so appreciative. So how did you get involved in sponsoring AISD Live? What made you want to sponsor AISD Live Athletics?
Well, I just want to be a part of the community and a part of Abilene athletics and do what I can to help the community. It's less about trying to advertise to get people to come rent my houses and more about just supporting the community in Abilene athletics.
Well, that's awesome. Well, Randy, we're sure glad that you are sponsoring our halftime show every week for the rest of the year in all the sports, and we appreciate your time at halftime to be with us this evening. We sure appreciate it.
I'm just glad to be here enjoying the game and hope that the Abilene Eagles can come back in the second half.
Me too. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to have James, Montgomery, and Trevor from Great Lakes Cheese Company. So stay with us on the Ivy Property Management Halftime Show. We'll be back here in just a minute.
The 35th line of the award-winning Abilene High School Gold Rush Drill Team. Officers are Junior Lieutenant Annalise Rosales, Junior Lieutenant Linnea Damien, Junior First Lieutenant Audrey Williams, and Junior Captain Hannah Jordan. Star Dancer of the Week is Ellie Cole. Gold Rush is under the direction of Allison Hester. As you can see, Gold Rush has had two special guests on the field with us this week that they would like to recognize. Please help them welcome the Gold Rush Mini. The young ladies in white that stand before you this evening learned to dance last Saturday with the members of Gold Rush and are excited to perform a palm routine for you tonight to the Jackson 5's I Want to Make. Miss Allison, the 35th line, and the Gold Rush Mini would like to extend best wishes to a successful season to the Permian Pause and the Mojo Band.
Welcome back to the Ivy Property Management Halftime Show. Halftime here at Shotwell Stadium. The Odessa Permian Panthers, in kind of a shocker, lead Abilene High 21-7. We just visited with Randy Ivy, the owner of Ivy Property Management. Now we're going to talk to one of our premier sponsors that's new to AISD this year is the Great Lakes Cheese Company. And we're proud to have James Montgomery, who's the general manager, and Trevor, who's the operations manager. And James, this is your first West Texas high school football game. What do you think so far?
Well, I'm mightily impressed, to say the least. It feels like at a college stadium first and foremost, right? So all the hard work behind the scenes, all the kids, putting this program together, all the hard work out there on the field, it's just impressive to see. And then the skyline, seeing the fair at the same time behind this, I don't think it gets much better than this. This is what it's all about.
Well, tell Abilene a little bit about Great Lakes Cheese, and how did you come to? How long have you been in Abilene, actually?
So I've only been in Abilene a couple months. So officially moved here back in July. So very new to Abilene, but not new to Texas. But this far west Texas, yes. But Great Lakes Cheese, we're a family-owned, employee-owned company looking to give back to the community. Very much like Mr. Ivy was saying, Randy Ivy. I'm also a customer of his as well, right? So proud to be here, proud to be part of the community, and looking forward to staying behind the kids, because teamwork, dedication, and hard work is what makes Great Lake Cheese great, and it's what makes these kids out here so great. So all these coaches, fans, everybody out here to appreciate what we're seeing today.
How many employees do you employ out there at Great Lakes Cheese Factory?
A little bit over 350.
Wow, so good group out there. And exactly what does Trevor do for you at Great Lakes Cheese?
Well, Trevor runs the show.
Oh, okay. You just stand by and let him run it.
I just stand by and let him run it.
So, Greg, I run production. I'm the production manager over here. So we have a team of about 180 folks running 3 shifts, and make sure that we're packaging quality product out to our customers, and we ship about 3.4 to 3.6 million pounds a week out here.
Wow. Now, one thing I did learn from visiting with you guys at lunch is you do all the cheese for the H-E-B grocery stores. That's something I didn't know. Y'all do it right here in Abilene.
Yes, sir. So H-E-B is one of our premier customers. One of the reasons that Great Lakes came to the south to Texas, and we were happy to find a home here in Abilene to support that customer.
Well, that's awesome, and I've told people that. I don't know if they believe me or not. I said, the cheese you buy at H-E-B is processed right here at Great Lakes Cheese, but it is so great that y'all are here. And why did you want to sponsor AISD Live Athletics?
So just to get back to the community, right? Our appreciation, being part of the community, being good business stewards, but also good community stewards. This is a very prideful town, and in the little time I've been here, I've seen it. Have a lot of respect for it. I appreciate it. There's nowhere else I'd rather be than right here in Abilene.
We're glad to have both of you here, and y'all are doing a great job at the cheese factory. And do y'all do anything else in the community? Do you ever have like little booths set up in events where you pass out cheese or anything like that?
Yes, we do. So we do that quite often and frequently. So I know this upcoming parade, we got a big float we're going to have, and we'll be passing out a whole lot of cheese to make it even cheesier.
Well, that's great. Well, guys, I hope you're enjoying the game tonight. Hopefully Abilene High will rebound, and we sure appreciate you being here on the Ivy Property Halftime Show. And we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back to Shotwell here in about a minute. That's great. Stadium here at the Ivy Property Management Halftime Show. 18 minutes and 10 seconds left until the start of the second half, and Abilene High finds themselves in an unusual situation. They're down 21-7 at halftime, and Chuck Statler's back with us. We had some great guests at halftime, and Randy Ivy and James Montgomery and Trevor from the Great Lakes Cheese Factory. Awesome guys.
Glad to hear our neighbors from Great Lakes Cheese say they like Abilene, they wouldn't be anywhere else.
That's right. And Chuck, Permian's a good team, but I'm actually kind of surprised that we're down 21-7.
But we've set up 2 of their scores with turnovers, so we can overcome those mistakes, Greg. And if they can score 21 points in the first half, why can't we do it in the second half?
We've scored 21 points in a quarter.
That's true.
Well, I've got some halftime stats here for you, Chuck.
Well, go ahead.
Abilene High had 8 first downs. They had 23 rushes for 41 yards. And they were 6 out of 12 for 59 yards passing. 35 total plays for 100 yards of total offense. Permian Panthers had 6 first downs. They had 11 rushes for 15 yards, and that's big because Gavin Black rushed for 183 yards last week against El Paso Eastlake. So the Black Shirts have shut him down pretty much in the first half. Passing, they're 5 out of 9 for 127 yards. They've ran 20 plays for 142 total yards. Braden Henry he's rushed 10 times for 14 yards, and Joyner's rushed 8 times for 30 yards. But again, you take away the turnovers, we're tied 7-7 at halftime. So what kind of adjustments would you like to see?
But without the first turnover, we would be up 14-0.
That's right. What kind of adjustments do you want to see Coach Fullen do?
Right now, the first thing I would do if I were Mike Fullen, and this is probably what he is doing, he is saying, hey, don't panic. We still have a whole lot of game to play, but we've got a very dangerous adversary. Right now, the biggest thing that we have to fear is ourselves. Let's don't turn over the ball. Let's don't get major penalties. Let's keep possession. Let's keep possession of the football and own the clock, and we should be okay. And that's what I'm thinking that the Eagles are going to do. First off, the Eagle coaching staff should tell the guys, don't panic. We still have a lot of game. We made a couple of things we need to do different, but let's go ahead and just take control of the game and play Eagle football.
That's right, Chuck. Like I said, as you can tell by the stats, the Black Shirts have done their job keeping Permian in check for the most part. But it's just those 3 big plays they had with the receivers got behind our secondary, and that's something I'm sure Coach Fullen's going to address at halftime.
I'm sure they will. Greg, one of the things we also want to say is thank you to VIP Sports Getaway. They are a proud sponsor of Abilene High and Cooper football broadcasts, and they have been throughout the 24 and now the 25 season. If you've got a large group that you need to get to a church camp or take a trip, call VIP Sports Getaway to help you get where you need to go. Their modern buses and van fleet and experienced drivers will get you to your destination safely and comfortably. They also offer Dallas Cowboy game ticket packages, tailgates, and all-inclusive events. And VIP Getaway Sports works with AISD to move teams, bands, Spirit Squad, fans, and other groups to games and competitions all over Texas. Call VIP Sports at 325-676-1199 and let them treat you like a VIP. The teams are still in the locker room right now, but it gives us a chance to say, let's recoup the scoring. Eagles scored first for the first time in the 3 games, and they did that at 9:49 into the first quarter as a Boso caught a 13-yard pass. The kick was good, and the Eagles took the lead 7-7. We got to the second quarter, and Permian finally got on the scoreboard as Gavin Black rushed for 1 yard and scored the touchdown. The kick was good, and then we were tied up at 7-all. Then with about a minute 5 left, Jacob Garcia rushed for 4 yards, and the Panthers went ahead with a touchdown. Once again, point after try was good, and then with 26 seconds left in the first half, Jacob Garcia completed a pass for 4 yards, and the Panthers extra point kick was good. That is where our score is, 21-7 here at the half. Tell you what, Greg, the teams have yet to come out of the locker room. They're getting briefed by their coaches and being tended to. That gives us a chance to look for another 2-minute break. Why don't we do that as we'll come back with the second half on AISD Live. welcome back to Shotwell Stadium and AISD's live coverage of the Abilene Eagles and the Permian Panthers here at the half. The Panthers 21, the Eagles 7. Greg, this is not the only game in Texas, although it's very important tonight. There are other games being played. Can you catch us up on area scores?
Yes, from District 258. Last night at Lowry Field in Lubbock, the Lubbock High Westerners beat the Snyder Tigers 48-21. And kind of a surprise here because the Monterey Plainsmen beat Abilene Wiley last week. El Paso Franklin is beating the Plainsmen 21-7 at half. Abilene Wiley is all over Lubbock Coronado at halftime, 49-7 out here at Hugh Sandifer Stadium. Of course, Abilene High losing to Permian 21-7 at half. The Amarillo Sandys up on Midland High 17-7 at halftime. And the Tascosa Rebels and the Lubbock Cooper Pirates are all tied up at halftime, 14-14. The Abilene Cooper Cougars are playing the San Angelo Central Bobcats. And the start of the second half, Cooper's up 14-10. And like I said, Wiley is all over Lubbock Coronado, 49-6. We've got some other scores from around the area. Let's see here. We got Big Spring over Borger 21-6. We got the Brownwood Lions. This is a surprise. Brownwood is shutting out the Glen Rose Tigers 20-0 at halftime. That's kind of a surprise. We get over here to 4A Division II. Let's see. Stephenville leads Godley 28-0. And Sweetwater losing to Seminole at halftime 41-7. Lubbock Liberty all over Monahans 56-7 at halftime. And the Clyde Bulldogs and Shallow Water Mustangs are tied at 14. That's kind of a surprise. Shallow Water's a strong team from the
And Clyde has had a strong year, new head coach, and a new philosophy on their football program.
Yes, they have. And Comanche leading Eastland 28-14 at the half. The Breckenridge Buckaroos lead the Cisco Lobos at the start of the second half, 7-6. And another big game tonight down at Indian Stadium in Jim Ned. The Wall Hawks, ranked number 3 in the state, lead the number 10 ranked Jim Ned Indians 17-0 at halftime. Kind of a shocker there, but that's a good ball game there.
And so this is week 3 of the 2025 season. All non-district games so far throughout West Texas. And speaking of non-district games, next week, the first road game for this season for the Abilene Eagles as they travel to what is called the tall city of Midland to take on what we used to call Midland Lee, but now politically correct, it's Midland Legacy.
It's going to be the first home game for the Rebels. And we are actually the homecoming game for the Rebels next week, Chuck. I found that out. And they have played a gauntlet of a non-district schedule. They lost to Allen. They lost to Euless Trinity last week. And tonight they're playing Lake Travis in Austin. Let me see if I can get a score on that game. But they have played just a brutal non-district schedule, which means they're going to be a very tough team when we go to Midland to face them. Let's see here what they're doing. Lake Travis leads Midland Legacy at halftime, 42-7.
And I would suspect that the Rebels are going to probably want to right their ship in front of their home crowd as Abilene High comes to Midland.
Yes. But it's going to be a tough game, and that's, Coach Fullen told us that he plays Permian and Midland Legacy because they are 6A teams and they're always well coached and they got great athletes. And he said it's always a great test for his team year in and year out. That's why he plays them in non-district.
And you always try to play somebody bigger than you in non-district. And if you win, it's a win. If not, you've got a really good base for learning.
That's right.
All right, well, the teams are getting ready to sneak out upon the field. Tell you what, we're going to take one more break in the Ivy Property halftime show. Our score here at the half, Odessa Permian 21, Abilene High 7. We'll be back after another 2-minute break on AISD Live.
to dive into the exciting world of video production. AISD's Digital Communications Program is where your journey starts. You can design the next iconic promo, broadcast all of the big games, and produce your own short films, all at the lid, where you get hands-on experience with the latest gear, like cameras, sound mixers, lights, and more. Let your creativity shine. Start your journey in digital media with AISD.
Welcome to the Ivy Property Management Halftime Show here at Shotwell Stadium in Abilene. Looking across is the wonderful West Texas Fair. Big crowd on the other side of Expo Drive, but a good crowd here at Shotwell. And right now, the Permian Panthers have been enjoying their trip to Abilene as they lead the Eagles of Abilene High 21-7. And Greg, I have a feeling that both coaches are going to make adjustments at half. Keith Ellison's probably got his Permian Panthers going, we got the lead, let's hold on to it. And of course, Mike Fullen is saying, we made some mistakes, let's don't make them anymore, and let's go back and retake what is ours.
And if you're Coach Fullen, you want to say, we beat ourselves in the first half. The 2 turnovers and letting the receivers get behind us, but that's adjustable. But you want to come out in the second half and establish a good drive and go down and get some points on the board, and then they let the black shirts go to work like we know they can, Joe.
And the teams are out of the locker room. They're doing a little stretching, and the bands will crank up, and we'll get ready for the second half. Just cannot tell our folks that are sponsoring our broadcast on AISD Live how much we appreciate them. And tonight, our premier sponsor, Great Lakes Cheese, came in with their top executives, and they visited with us to tell us how proud they are to support local high school sports. Great Lakes Cheese. They're not just a company, but they're an employee-owned family. The people you see are coaching in the Little League, cheering, playing on the fields, and they are the same folks that you'll find working side by side with us every day. Great Lakes Cheese loves our community as much as we love their cheese, and we're honored to give back to the young athletes who represent the future of Abilene, whether it's on the field, in the classroom, or here at Great Lakes Cheese. Teamwork and dedication are what drive success. So thank you, Great Lakes Cheese, for being a part of our journey and sponsoring AISD Athletics. From their family of Great Lakes Cheese to yours, let's keep supporting our kids and our schools with our hometown pride. As the teams are getting ready to line up by their inflatable, whatever those things are. Back in the day, and I always refer to that, we had butcher paper held up, holding up 2 different sticks, and that's what you ran through.
Yes.
And I always tried to be the first, Greg, because usually I was on the sidelines, and I knew if I ran through the banner, my uniform would get dirty.
Well, Chuck,
it wasn't that bad, but it was pretty close.
What are your keys to the second half? What do you want to see from Abilene High?
Right now, play Eagle football. Play clean. Don't make mistakes. Don't turn over the ball. And make them do like their first possessions when Permian was 3 and out. That's what the Eagles need to do. And in fact, the Eagles right now, they need to overcome Eagle mistakes. Don't even worry about who you're playing against. Get ready to just play Abilene Eagle football.
Coach Fullen, the last 2 weeks we've talked to him, he said we got to control what we can control. We can't worry about what they're doing.
That's true. You hear the Eagle Band playing the fight song. Abilene High has emerged from the locker room, and they are on the home sideline. We are moments away from our opening kickoff, and the Permian Panthers have decided they're going to try to show up for the second half as well. Our score, Permian 21, Abilene High 7, and we are ready to bring you the excitement of 2 more 12-minute quarters in regulation in this non-district game between 2 teams that have played many, many big games.
We've seen a lot of great games between Permian and Abilene High, and Abilene High is going to be defending the north end of the field, their end zone,
Well, Eagles won the coin toss. They deferred to the second half, so the Eagles will receive the kickoff. They're going to defend the north goal. Permian will be kicking from the south 40, and we are just glad you're along with us tonight on AISD Live. Have a really good crew with us, aside from the AISD crew, but we've got a student broadcast crew we want to acknowledge with interns also. We'll talk about them later on in the game. So the ball is teed up at the south 40-yard line. The Permian Panther kicker is Iker Munoz. He'll have it teed up back deep for Abilene High. You've got Braden Henry, John Rangel, and Majul Aboso as the return man. And here's the kick. It's a long end-over-end boomer. It will go through the end zone for a touchback. So the Eagles start their first possession here in the second half at their own 25-yard line.
Permian's got a good kicker. He's kicked every ball out of the back of the end zone, Chuck. He's got a pretty good leg on him.
Right now, let's just reacquaint you with the Eagle offense. From the tackles are Aaron Ochoa and Brooks Nyland, and Efren Hernandez and Jim Boema. The center is Ryan Esparza. The tight end, Elijah Wood, John Rangel, Stephen Wright, as well as Majula Boso. The running back for Abilene High will either be Ethan Joyner or Josh Castillo, and the quarterback for the Eagles in this series here in the first half is Braden Henry. John Rangel comes onto the field, and before the football gets snapped, Eagles have to call a timeout. You know, if you're playing 11-man football, you need to count and make sure there's 11 guys on the field.
Coach Fullen didn't like what he saw on that formation and called timeout. They were running out of time, too, on the 40-second clock.
Well, Rangel all of a sudden shifted onto the field. Looked like he was coming on the field late. So timeout call. That leaves the Eagles with only 2 remaining here in the second half. But I've got a feeling that Abilene High is going to look like a different team here in the second half. Let's see how that works out. From the 25, it's 1st and 10 Eagles. Henry, the quarterback. Ethan Joyner, the running back. Single receiver to the left is going to be Majul Aboso. And here we go with the first play of the second half. Eagles trailing 21-7. Braden Henry taking the snap, looks, throws to the left, will underthrow his receiver out in the left flat. Was it knocked down?
It was knocked down by senior Caleb Jamison. And we've called his name a lot tonight for the Permian defense. He's been all over the field. But Braden Henry and Tristan Bill need to do a better job of finding where he is, because he's been disrupting a lot of plays tonight for the Panthers.
Second down coming up for the Eagles. From the 25, once again, Braden Henry, the quarterback for Abilene High. Pair of wide receivers to the wide side of the field. Henry going to carry it himself. He's trying to follow the blocking, and he gets to the line. He's trying to follow the blocking of Joyner, and just didn't quite do anything but get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yes, and number 37 for Permian, that's Louis Zapanian, the right linebacker, and of course Caleb Jamison just was waiting for him as he tried to turn that left corner there, and now it's going to break up a 3rd and 10 for Abilene High at the 25-yard line.
You've got to almost think it's an obvious passing situation for the Eagles as they split a pair out to the left, to the right, and Tristan Bill will now come in at quarterback. Braden Henry is split way to the right. Bill looks, takes a snap, and gets pressure, and he's going to be sacked at the 22. He was lasering in on Braden Henry and just didn't release the ball in time, and the Permians get another sack.
And that's going to be number 48 for the Panthers. That's going to be Elijah Marquez, the junior left tackle, and just blew through there and got to Tristan Bill. So a quick 3 and out for the Eagles, and that's not how you want to start the second half, Chuck.
Xavier Dela Cruz is the punter for Abilene High. He stands at about the 7-yard line in anticipation of the snap. Nice snap. Xavier puts a good foot into it. It's going to bounce at the 45, take an Eagle roll onto the Panther half of the field inside their 45-yard line.
Great punt for Abilene High. But now the black shirt's got to step up, Chuck. Permian's got good field position to start the third quarter. and it's going to rely on the black shirts to get the momentum switched in Abilene High's favor.
Jacob Garcia will be the quarterback for the Panthers. The officials spot the football on the far hash mark at the 43. We've got 10:25 on the third quarter clock, and here at the transition, Permian leading Abilene High 21-7. As Garcia in the shotgun, pair of receivers to his right, single receiver to the left, but that's the wide side of the field. Garcia looks, throws. It's going to be a catch at the 45 to the 40, and finally rustled down at the 30-yard line, and that was Aaron Navarrete, and that's a first down for the Panthers.
Nice pass from Garcia to his favorite receiver, the sophomore Aaron Navarrete, for a big game for Permian as they get all the way down to the Abilene High 31, first and 10.
And the clock now, 10 minutes on the third. Garcia thrown out in the flat, receiver with the catch, and he's going to drop the ball. Good defensive coverage for Abilene High.
Great coverage from number 12 for Abilene High. That's Jordan Brown, who's actually down. He's injured over there. But that pass was intended for number 2, Kason Navarrete for the Panthers. And we've got Brown is down at the 28-yard line.
Fortunately, the training staff from Abilene High is going to tend to him, so we don't even want to speculate as far as what potential situation this is. But the injury timeout stops the third quarter clock at 10:01, and it'll be second down and 10 for the Permian Panthers. And right now, while the trainers from Abilene High are getting him up under his own power, good applause for the Eagles. We'll see who they put in at the corner on the other side.
Brown, just a sophomore, but he's a great player, Chuck, and you definitely don't want to get him injured and lose him for the game.
So it's second and 10 coming up for the Panthers from the Eagle 31-yard line. And it looks like coming in will be Jeremiah Collins. He'll move from right to the left corner. We're ready to come back to action. Garcia. Long snap, fakes the handoff, 2 steps, rolls to the right, wants to throw into the end zone for a catch and a Panther touchdown. That is a 31-yard pass and catch at 9:52 here on the third quarter clock.
Great protection for, actually we've got a penalty, Chuck. I think it's going to be holding on the Panthers. It's going to, Nageli, bring the touchdown back, but a perfect pass to his favorite receiver, Navarrete. And but the holding call is going to bring it back.
And that will be the case.
Actually,
good call, Greg.
An ineligible lineman downfield, excuse me.
You know, when you're wearing a 60 or 70, you're not supposed to do that 7 yards of button hook. So it will go against the Panthers on the ineligible receiver downfield. That will bring up second down, and that not only comes with a loss of yardage, but also a loss of down. So that'll bring up second coming up.
Penalty was on number 74, Michael Moran Samuel. The
Garcia pass dropped at the 30. He was wanting to go to one of his outside guys, and the ball was dropped. So that brings up third down, stops the third quarter clock at 9:49.
Yes, that pass was intended for Alex Cruz, number 9, the senior for Permian. So third down and 15 now for the Panthers at Abilene High's 35-yard line.
On third down, lineup change for the Panthers as Kason Navarrete goes out. They'll send in another wide receiver. Jacob Garcia visits with his coach, now comes into the huddle, and they're going to disperse on this third and 15. Garcia's back is Gavin Black, and timeout called by the Panthers as the play clock expires.
Yes.
So they're watching the clock. It's time management's what coaches call it. And if you do a good job, you keep moving on. And sometimes you just have too much to talk about and not enough time to talk.
So 2 timeouts left for each team here in the second half. And Chuck, this is a big down for the Black Shirts, for the Abilene High defense. They need to get off the field without giving up any points. The minimum is a field goal, but you want to get off the field with minimum points here if you're Abilene High.
9:49 on the third quarter clock, and timeout being called. Abilene High surrounding their coaches at about the 34-yard line. The Panthers talking to their coaches at the 41 on the opposite side of the field. The Eagles came in trailing in the second half 21-7. The Eagles need to go on ahead and force a punt, get the ball back, and then start just chipping away at the lead that the Panthers have accumulated. Third down coming up. Garcia takes the shotgun snap, drops back 3 steps, floats it across the middle and dropped again. You know, it's one of those times you look at a receiver and go, you just hit me in the worst place possible. That's right in the hands.
Pass was intended for number 49. That's Enubong John, the senior for Permian, and it was right in the numbers, Chuck. He just dropped it.
Fourth down coming up, incompleted pass, stops the third quarter clock at 9:45. And here comes what looks like maybe a field goal attempt. They're going to spot it on the 42. That means this is a 52-yard field goal attempt for Iker Munoz. Snap, kick, and it is up, and it is good. A 52-yard field goal attempt at 9:45. And wow, that's a long field goal for a high school kicker.
He's had a strong leg. He's been kicking in the end zone all night long. So Permian, but a good stand by the Abilene High defense to hold them to 3, Chuck, instead of 7. Good hold by the Black Shirts.
So right now the Eagles trail 24-7 to the Panthers as Permian will get ready to kick back off to Abilene High. And I didn't think the kid had the leg. But you look down on that field and remember the longest field goal ever was kicked here at Shotwell Stadium by Ove Johansson. 69 yards through the south uprights.
Wow.
And Johansson was a soccer player coached by Wally Bullington. Wow. So getting ready to see the kickoff. Back deep will be Majul along with Rangel and Henry. The kicker of the field goal, Iker Munoz, will now tee it up between the 40s. And, you know, as susceptible as Abilene High was 2 years ago to the pooch kick, right now may be a good time to try to pooch it to the Eagles and see if you can get it back.
Yes.
But let's don't try to over-speculate. Let's just see how the coaches do it. Here's the approach on the ball. And it is a high end-over-end kick through the north end zone, and it will be another touchback.
Another touchback for the Permian kicker. And that is for Permian, the kicker. That's Iker Munoz, who's got the strong leg kicking the 52-yard field goal. So now the Eagles will get their second possession of the second half. And they went 3 and out on their first possession. So now let's see if they can regroup here and sustain the drive and go get some points, Joe.
Eagles trail by 17, 24-7 is our score. Abilene High gets a 1st and 10 at their own 25. Tristan Bill will be the quarterback for Abilene High. 3 receivers to his right. Bill looks, fakes the handoff, throws out in the flat. He's got a receiver with a catch at the 30-yard line.
Nice pitch and catch from Bill to number 10, John Rangel, the junior for Abilene High. So it's going to get a gain for about 3 or 4 yards there. It's going to bring them second.
I'm going to stretch it a little bit. Maybe say you got a nickel's worth of yards.
Second down and 6.
That's the first time I've done that in all these years with the All right, second down and 6 for the Eagles. And they're going to try to go up the middle with a running game. Get to the 30, might have picked up a yard. That should bring up third down.
Number 42 for the Panthers. That's Bryson Gonzalez. Just met him at the line of scrimmage there, so that's going to bring up 3rd and 4 for Abilene High at their own 31-yard line.
And on 3rd and long, you see Braden Henry come in at quarterback. Bill will step off the field. Eagles will send 3 to the right, 2 to the left. And long count by Braden Henry. Braden takes the snap, two-step drop back. He's got some protection. Now he's going to look, run, reverses field, and he's going to roll to the right, turn the corner at the 30, still has plenty of room to get to the 34. The Eagles may come up a couple of yards short. Matt send the punting team in.
I don't know, Chuck. It looks like he's right on the marker from up here. It's going to be close. No, they're giving him a first down.
And that's good. The Eagles need that first down. That will be their 10th in the game. Move the football. You know, I'm looking at the vantage from we're right on top of it to where the line judge is, or the head linesman, and it looks like it might be short, but I like his way of thinking. And let's give Braden Henry a first down with the Eagles at the 35. Spreading them out again with two to the left, throwing, and it's nearly intercepted. It was batted away by Roman Luares, and that will bring up an incompleted pass, second down and 10. But Henry, he was going for all the gum on that row.
Well, nice play by Luares there, and if he didn't put his hand up, that's 6. He was gone, Chuck. That was right in the breadbasket. He was gone.
Second down and 10 coming up. We're in the third quarter. Permian leading Abilene High 24-7. Eagles have not scored since the first quarter in their first possession. On second down, Braden Henry gonna give to the right at the 40, 45, 50, first down Abilene High.
Great run by Ethan Joyner there. He just hit the hole and exploded through the crease, and that's what Abilene High needed, Chuck, was some kind of spark to get the offense going.
And a great job by that left side of the Eagle line. You had Efrain Hernandez and Aaron Ochoa that just kind of folded back the defense from Permian. On first down, Henry pass to the right, and it looked like it was going to be a double pass. However, the officials stopped the action.
I think we got a false start on the Eagles. They're getting a little excited, and they jumped, I think.
But you could almost see that as a double pass. Throw it out to the flat.
Yes.
So it is a false start. The officials will move it from the 46 back to the Eagle 49, first and 15. Eagles come back to the line with a pair of receivers to the left, to the right, Joyner. To the right of Braden Henry. Permian ready, looking. Henry drops back, has some room. He's in the pocket, and he's smashed.
Great pursuit by number 90 for Permian. That's Coffee Powell, the senior right tackle. Just broke through the line, and the offensive line for Abilene High's got to take this game over, Chuck.
They have to.
Yes.
And right now we're looking at second down and 18 for the Eagles from the Abilene High 46. Shuffle a couple of players into the game for the Eagles. You've got Jamari Reed. He'll come in as an extra tight end. Out to the left for Abilene High is Aaron Brown. He's back in the game. Long count. Man goes in motion to the right on a crossbuck. Give up the middle, and the running back will get to midfield, pick up about 5 or 6 yards.
It's a tough run for Ethan Joyner, number 2 there.
That's, yep, that is Ethan.
So Ethan Joyner, nice little 5-yard pickup. That's going to bring up a third and long for the Eagles. Third and 14 at midfield with 6:53. Clock is running here in the third quarter.
Still plenty of time in the game, Eagle fans. Let's see if they can keep possession and drive a good continuous drive. From midfield on third. Now you've got Tristan Bill quarterbacking for Abilene High. Braden Henry split out as Bill looks, and it's batted away. He was going for Henry in the left flat. Good defensive coverage from Permian.
Nice coverage by Isaiah McCoy, the junior left cornerback. And so now Abilene High will punt again for the second time here in the third quarter. 4th and 14 at midfield.
As Xavier De La Garza will be back to punt. And it looks like, okay, I was about to say Permian is not going with the safety. But right now, Isaiah McCoy is going to be the deep man standing inside the 20. And De La Garza gets a nice kick, end over end. And it's going to bounce and roll. And so the ball goes over following the punt. And Permian still leading Abilene High by 17, 24-7, 6:17 left here in the third.
Nice punt by Abilene High. Dela Cruz, the punter there, got a nice roll, and so Permian backed up on their own 11-yard line. Now that we need the black shirts to do their job and either force a turnover or let's get a 3-and-out, Chuck, and get the ball back.
First down for Permian. Line of scrimmage will be on their 11-yard line. Quarterback Jacob Garcia has had a decent night running their offense. Now the Panthers will go to the short side of the field with 3 receivers, and Garza is going to be hit and taken down for a sack. Good coverage by Abilene High, just right over him. Didn't even give him a chance.
Great sack, and that was number 33. And that's Skylar Famoa, the junior linebacker, with the sack on Jacob Garcia, and that's going to back him up. They lost 3 yards on the play, Chuck. So 2nd and 13 back on Permian's own 8-yard line. And so the black shirts trying to do their job on the first drive here, the second drive here, the second half for the Panthers.
Skylar's had a couple of sacks on the evening and a lot of pressure in that Permian backfield. Now with the loss of 3, comes up 2nd and 13. We're at the 5.5 mark in the third. Garcia across the middle on a slant, and he will underthrow his receiver. He was trying to go to Caden Hernandez and just didn't get the ball to his receiver.
Just underthrew it a little bit. Hernandez was open. But now a big third down for the black shirts. Abilene High defense here. 3rd and 13 on the 8. Because if they can hold them here, Chuck, they're going to get great field position.
They should. That pass incomplete stops the third quarter clock at 5:30. So now you've got Jacob Garcia in the shotgun. 3 receivers to his right. Now man goes in motion to his left. Garcia looking, getting pressure, gets away from some tacklers, and now he's going to get away from another set, and he'll get to the 20. Greg, I don't think he got enough for a first down.
It looks like he's about a yard short there. Yes, he's about a yard short, and Coach Ellison doesn't like the spot.
And he might like it now because they've called it a first, the move of the sticks, but Trey Shaw kept that from being a bigger play than it was.
It wasn't. What a run by Garcia there. Because Shaw had him back in the backfield for a sack, and he got out of it. So a big third down conversion for Permian, and that gives them a first down at their own 21-yard line with coming up on 5 minutes left here in the third quarter.
From the Permian 21, they are headed north. 1st and 10. We're under 5 minutes in the third. Give the ball to the big guy. Gavin Black tries to go between the tackles, and he might have gotten behind one, but he didn't have a big enough hole to get behind the other.
That's right. Gavin Black for a tough 2 yards there. Brings up 2nd and 8 for the Panthers.
Moving it out to the 23-yard line. Third quarter clock moving at 4.5 right now. Permian taking their time. They know they've got a 17-point lead, and they're going to take their time between snaps.
Yes, they want to run the clock, and you're going to see probably a lot of Gavin Black here.
2nd and 8. As Garcia throws out in the flat, he's got a receiver with a catch and a tackle on the spot. Penalty flag in the backfield, though.
That's probably going to be a hold on the Panthers, Chuck. Let's see what David Hold'em says here.
Hold, Panthers, and so the catch is going to be negated on the holding penalty. They should take yardage back from Permian.
Could be 10 yards from
the original line of scrimmage.
The spot of the original line of scrimmage.
Yep.
Back them up 10. Should be 2nd and 18 for the Panthers after the penalty.
And the referee is going to start marching to the south, and he will get to about the 12.
At the 13.
And it'll be 2nd and 18, the ball on the 13 of the Permian Panthers.
Yes.
Jacob Garcia back in the shotgun. Now to the wide side of the field, he'll send a couple of Panthers. Man goes in motion. Garcia takes a snap, looks, pass out in the flat. Got to catch at the 17. He's trying to get away from a tackler, and he'll be stopped just about the 25.
Pitch and catch to number 6 for the Panthers.
Hernandez,
yes. And allow the Otters back from the holding penalty. So 3rd and 5 for Permian at their own 26.
On 3rd down, football is spotted. The Eagles 3-4 defense going to see if they can contain the Panthers on this 3rd down and force a 4th. Jacob Garcia in the shotgun, shuffles receivers around, and the Panthers are going to have to call a timeout. They couldn't get set on the line.
So it's going to be the second timeout of the second half for the Permian Panthers with 3:16 left in the 3rd quarter.
And while there's a timeout on the field, once again, let's just say thank you to Blake Williams State Farm. They are sponsoring our broadcast this year, but State Farm for generations. Eagle fans have come together on Friday nights, and we're proud to be a part of that tradition. Blake Williams State Farm aims to help you protect what matters most. That's your home, your vehicle, and your family's future. Go by and see Blake Williams at 650 Judge Ely Boulevard and let Blake put together a plan that is right for you. Because like a good neighbor, Blake Williams State Farm is there. Coming back to action, 3rd and 5 from the 26 are the Panthers from Odessa Permian. They are at the 26. They're trying to move the ball downfield. Let's see what the Eagle defense can do. Can they hold in this 3rd and 5 situation? Jacob Garcia taking the snap, rolling to the right, gets some pressure, looking. He's got a little room to run. He's at the 30, has a 1st down, 35, nearly lost the ball, but he was finally stopped at the 34. So give the Panthers another 1st down.
Yes, nice 8-yard run there for Garcia. He just dropped back and good on blocking from the Permian offensive line. He just went around his blockers and picked up the 1st down for the Panthers at the 35.
And the 3rd quarter clock moving at 2:55. So here come the Panthers at their own 35. Spread a couple out wide to the left, single receiver to the right. Garcia looks, hands off. Gavin Black trying to go to the right, and he went right back down at the line of scrimmage.
Great play by the nose guard, Jaden Starks. And the black shirts have just wrapped him up. He had help by number 54, White McMillan, as well. And so Black has not really gotten going tonight. Abilene High's kept him in check, Chuck.
So it will be 2nd down and 9 for the Panthers. 2:20 here in the 3rd. Once again, the score Permian 24, Abilene High 7. Garcia in the shotgun, sends a man over, motion to the right. Now he's going to fake the handoff, throw out in the left flat. He's got a receiver the catch at the 40, down to the 45, and that's where he's going to be taken down as Caden Hernandez makes that catch.
Just a pitch and catch from Garcia to Hernandez to pick up the 1st down for Permian, and they keep the clock going. That's what they're trying to do, Chuck, is run the clock. Coming up in 2 minutes, under 2 minutes here in the 3rd quarter.
1st down from the Panther 46. They're shuffling players in and out. And it almost looks like they're platooning their receivers, Greg.
Yes.
On 1st down, pair of receivers to the right once again of Garcia. He takes a snap. Big drop back. Eagles chasing him in the backfield. Throw downfield over his tight end at the 30, incomplete.
Yeah. Garcia just barely got away from Abilene High, and that pass was intended for number 49. That's Inibong John, the tight end for the Panthers.
So that incomplete pass stops the 3rd quarter clock now at 1:30. Permian 24, Abilene High 7. And now play comes in from the sideline via the quarterback, Jacob Garcia. Panthers will huddle up. Eagle 3-4 defense looks like they're ready to pounce. Let's see if they can pounce real quick. Pair of receivers to the left, single receiver way to the right, and it's going to be a little shovel pass inside, and they'll get the ball to the 50. Receiving that shovel pass was Alex Cruz.
Nice little shovel pass, trying to mix it up as Permian. But they looks like they got about 6 yards, and that's going to bring them to 3rd and 4, I believe. Actually, 3rd and 8 is what they're saying.
Now they're going to spot it on the Eagle half of the field. Let's call it 3rd and long 4, shall we?
Yeah, the scoreboard says 3rd and 8, but I think it's 3rd and 4, Chuck.
Well, I think you and I are a little more accurate than that than the scoreboard. Let's see what happens on 3rd and 4. Garcia, long count. And this time he's going to fake the handoff, throw it towards the slot man to the right, incomplete. That stops the third quarter clock at 47 seconds and also puts the Panthers in a situation on 4th down. They're going to be forced to punt.
Great stop by the black shirts, and that pass was intended for number 2, Kason Navarrete. He's the older brother of Aaron Navarrete, the sophomore number 3 wide receiver. It's a big stop for Abilene.
4th and 4. Panthers send their punter in. Back deep in single safety is Braden, and a drop of the ball by the punter. It's not going to be a thing of beauty. It'll bop, and Braden Henry just waving everybody off of that one.
Yeah, dropped the ball, got a good punt off, and now Abilene High will have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. No, 19-yard line. Looks like yes, the 19. No, 14. Excuse me.
That's all right. The umpire keeps moving too.
We've got a barn burner in San Angelo in the start of the 4th quarter. The Cooper Cougars lead the Bobcats 28-26.
And the Abilene Eagles trail Permian 24-7, as it will be 1st and 10 for the Eagles from their own 9-yard line. As you see Braden Henry come in, he will be taking the snaps during this series as quarterback. Pair of receivers off to the right, the wide side of the field, single receiver to the left. Henry long count, looks, throws, and it's going to be a catch at the 15 to the 20. And just getting near the 25-yard line for Abilene High, that's Stephen Wright.
Nice pass from Henry to Stephen Wright there. Little pitch and catch from Braden Henry to Stephen Wright. I thought he got the first down, but it shows he got 9 yards, so it's going to be 2nd and 1 for the Eagles.
12 seconds left on the third quarter clock. Can the Eagles get the snap off? Braden Henry's got the team at the line, and here's the snap, and Henry's going deep downfield, and it's going to be a drop ball, and that ends the third quarter play. We played 3 in regulation as the score Permian 24, Abilene High 7. We'll be back with more of the Eagles on AISD Live.
There is a road laid out for me.
First night here, but Amy seems cool.
Leading down to the river. I am blind, but I need not see.
What do you think?
I know this road is there for me. If I'm really free, take me down to the river and walk.
Football with Chuck Steppen, Greg Nuggles.
We've played 3 quarters, and right now it is in favor of the Permian Panthers 24-7 as we get ready for the 4th quarter here in regulation. The Eagles trailing by 17. Abilene High scored first in the first quarter, and it's all the scoring have been done by the Permian Panthers since then. And, you know, in the third at 9:45, you had Munoz kick a 52-yard field goal to just make that 17-point lead come up. So we're ready to come back to action. The Eagles have the football on their own 23. They're looking at a 3rd down and 1, and we've flipped ends of the field. Abilene High now will be defending the south goal line. And so here we start the 4th in this non-district game. And it looks like Braden Henry will be taking the snap for Abilene High. Pair of receivers to the right, and then looks like a stack of wingbacks to the left. And here's Henry. He fakes the handoff. He's going to go near the 24. Greg, that ought to be a first down.
It's close, Chuck. From the spot from the headlines, but yes, it is going to be a first down. So Braden Henry with a yard rush. That's a big first down for the Eagles here to start the 4th quarter.
and that could be a momentum deal. The Eagles trail by 17. It'll be 1st and 10 Abilene High, and they'll spot it at the 24-yard line. And now you've got Tristan Beal quarterbacking. Lining up behind him is Ethan Joyner. 3 receivers to the left of Beal. Takes the snap and hands up off the middle, and Joyner gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Yes. Permian defense been tough all night long trying to run up the middle and stuff Joyner at the line of scrimmage for no gain. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10 at the Abilene High 24, clock running at 11:20.
So the Eagles trying to get a play sent in from the sideline, and it looks like we've got a receiver coming in at slot for the Eagles, and that's Aaron Brown. Long count. Braden Henry now the quarterback looks, drops, throws across the middle. It's going to be caught at the 35. Should be an Eagle first down.
Nice catch by number 17 for Abilene High. That's going to be Aaron Brown, the sophomore wide receiver. So nice pass from Henry to Brown for 10 yards to get the first down.
So spot the football on the 37. Abilene High comes up to the line real quick. Braden Henry checks the defense off, and he's going to fake the handoff, try to carry it himself, go to the right, and there's no place to go.
No, he actually lost a yard on that play. Good penetration by the Permian defense. And so it's going to bring up 2nd and 11. They lost a yard. 2nd and 11 at the 36-yard line. And
the clock keeps moving at 10:19. The Eagles have 2 timeouts remaining here in the second half. Permian only 1. So 2nd and 11 coming up. Henry ready to drop back to take the snap. Pair of receivers to the left, to the right. Braden taking the snap, dropping back, looking, finds an opening. He's going to try to go at the 40. Kicks outside to the 45 to the 50. Near sideline at the 40, 35, and finally has to go out of bounds just around the 30-yard line.
That's a great run for Braden Henry. He showed his speed there. He just exploded, kind of followed his blockers, just weaving through the defenders. But that may be the spark, Chuck, that we need to get us going here in the fourth quarter.
He looked like Kyler Murray back in his Heisman Trophy days.
Yes.
He did. So coming up, it is first down for the Eagles from the 28 of the Panthers. 24-7 is our score. Permian leading Abilene High. And now you've got Tristan Beal flanked by 2 backs in the backfield. Receivers to the left, to the right. Beal is going to give on the end around. John Rangel, 10-5. That's an Abilene Eagle touchdown.
Great play call there. Abilene High to give the reverse to Rangel. And Rangel shows he's got speed also as he takes to the right and scores the touchdown for Abilene High. Chuck, that's exactly what they needed to get them going here in the fourth quarter.
Eagles are going to try to kick the extra point as Caden Camp will be kicking out of the Tristan Beal hold. And it's 24-13. Eagles clawing back into this one. Here's the snap and the kick. It is up, and it is good. Our new score, Permian 24, Abilene High 14. We'll be back with more Eagle football on AISD Live.
The Big Country Athletic Hall of Fame is a nonprofit organization dedicated to the preservation of sports history, highlighting the spectacular achievements of the greatest athletes with ties to the Big Country. Come by and celebrate as we salute and honor the lives of those that gave us great joy as they inspired others and promoted the human spirit. The Big Country Athletic Hall of Fame is located in the Mall of Abilene, and admission is free.
14. We've got 9:43 left here in the fourth quarter in this non-district matchup. And right now, the Eagles getting ready to kick off to the Panthers. Their deep men are standing just outside the 10-yard line. And here is a booming kick. It's going to go out of bounds near the 10. And that should have a penalty flag, but spot the football like it's a touchback.
Actually, I think they bring the ball out to the 30. It's either 25 or the 30-yard line, Chuck, I think, on that.
And it may be a 30.
They've changed the rule on that. So let's see where they're going to mark it.
And right now, the officials are watching the umpire. And it is at his discretion to put it on the near hash mark line at the 30.
But Chuck, what a great drive for Abilene High to get right back in this game now. Trailing by 10 with 9:43 left.
And that drive was sparked by a Braden Henry run, which then set up the reverse by John Rangel.
Yes.
So here come the Panthers, led by their quarterback. That is Jacob Garcia. Pair of receivers to the left for the Panthers. The snap, give the ball. Gavin Black to the right from the 35 to the 40 midfield. And Eagle territory at the 40-yard line. And he's going to be tackled by Xavier Delacruz.
Nice run back to Black, and he showed his speed as he got past the line of scrimmage and showed his agility and speed. And so Permian, on one play, is down to the Abilene High 42-yard line with 9:30 clock running.
And now the Eagle defense needs to dig in. They have forced the Panthers to punt 4 times tonight. It'd be great to see a 3-and-out on this one. Man goes in motion to the left, sets up, and they give the ball to Black again. He's at the 40-35, still keeps his feet moving inside the 30-yard line.
Another big run. He's just following his blockers, Chuck. Just goes to the right. And you've got to hit him low. They were trying to tackle him up high, and he was just bouncing off Eagle defenders. But another first down run for Permian. Abilene High, the black shirts need to dig in and step up here. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the Eagle 25.
Gavin Black runs a lot like John Williams, former Permian back, who was a really exemplary running back for ACU back in the day. So it is a first down for the Panthers. We're under 9 minutes left in regulation. Permian leads 24-14. Garcia takes a shotgun snap, throws out in the flat. He's got a receiver with a catch. He turns inside, goes outside to the 10 to the 5 for a Permian touchdown.
Wow, nice pass from Garcia to number 9, Alex Cruz. And Cruz did the rest on his own and just showed some speed. Now we got a flag in the end zone after the touchdown. Going to be a little extracurricular activity going on in the end zone. Let's see who it's on.
Right now they're having a discussion, and catching that was Alex Cruz.
See the replay, Chuck. He just used his speed, got outside and got to the end zone, but we've got a flag down as David Hullum lets us know what the flag is.
So will that penalty yardage be taken off after the kickoff? No, it's unsportsmanlike conduct against Abilene High.
So they're going to mark it off 15 yards off the kickoff. So Permian will move forward 15 when they kick it off to Abilene High.
So that's something the Eagles really didn't want. The kicker for Permian is Iker Munoz. 8:35, Permian now 30, Abilene High 14. Here's the snap and the kick. They look straight up as it goes through the goalpost, and it is good. Now our new score, Permian 31, Abilene High 14. Let's take a break, and we'll be back with more on AISD Live. 25-yard pass to Alex Cruz. The kick was good, and now the Panthers lead the Eagles 31-14. And Greg, it's a good Permian team. They came in 1-1. Their one victory was over a really good team, and their one loss was pretty close. So this non-district game, that's why we've talked about you play non-district games to play quality competition to get yourself ready for a 5A district run.
This is only going to make you stronger. This game's not over. We've seen Abilene High score 21 points in a 2-minute span before, so we know they can score quickly when they get the opportunity.
So we will see the ball teed up. The kicker from Permian, the umpire spotted it on the far hash mark, and now it looks like Permian's moving the ball to the near, like they're wanting to try to onside kick.
Maybe the pooch kick you were talking about earlier, Chuck.
So we'll see the kicker from Permian sneak up, and he is gonna pooch it, and Permian will fall on the ball at the 37.
It's a legal touch, and the ball didn't go 10 yards, Chuck.
Because of the 15-yard penalty at the end of that last score. So that's where Abilene High gets a break with the football spotted at the 38-yard line.
Big break for Abilene High. Yeah, the ball has to go 10 yards before the kicking team can touch it. And so that's a legal touching on Permian. So Abilene High has good field position, Chuck, here. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Is that where we are?
37 is where they're spotting it. However, umpire holding on to the ball, and now he'll officially spot it at that point.
Gives the Eagles the ball at the 37-yard line, 1st and 10.
So here come the Eagles trailing by 17 with 8:35 left in the game. Braden Henry back in the shotgun for Abilene High. This is the time for a quick strike and score. Henry dropping back, getting pressure. Henry throwing across the middle, too deep for one of his receivers, and it was nearly intercepted at the 40.
The pass was intended to John Rangel. Just tipped, and we're lucky that wasn't intercepted. It was almost intercepted by the Panthers.
Greg, I don't know if there's just something that's kind of different or ironic, but when Permian scored that last touchdown, the Eagle Band cranked up the theme from the Munsters.
I noticed that.
Second down coming up. Henry back in the shotgun again. And Braden takes a low snap, looks, throws out in the flat, and it goes over the fingertips of Boso at the 42. That'll bring up 3rd down.
Actually, that's John Rangel, Chuck, that he overthrew.
That's right. 10 and 19 look the same.
They do. But Henry threw again. His ball just took off on him. I don't know if it's the ball just Rangel had a chance to catch it just a little high. Brings up a 3rd and 10 for Abilene High. They need to convert here, Chuck.
Now Boso goes from the right side to the slot on the left. He's out there with Rangel on this 3rd and 10. Braden Henry taking the snap. He's going to try to carry it around the left side. He's got a little running room at the 40. Over the 45, should have an Eagle 1st down.
Nice run by Braden Henry, following his blocks and then just using his tremendous speed to get the 1st down. That's a big 3rd down conversion for the Eagles, Chuck.
And that will bring the football that's spotted at the 47, still on the Eagle half of the field. With the 1st down, clock starts running again at 8:13. We're in the 4th quarter. Eagles trailing by 17. Permian 31, Abilene High 14. The Eagles went the 2nd and 3rd quarter without a score. And right now, Tristan Beal back in the shotgun at quarterback. He's going to step away from potential tackler and throw downfield. It's going to be caught at the 15, inside the 10 for a 1st and goal, Abilene High.
Great pass from Tristan Bill to Mjula Boso. Boso been kind of quiet, but he was wide open there. Great pass. It gives Abilene High a 1st and goal. Exactly what they needed, Chuck.
Mjula had to slow down to catch up to the pass. He was so far downfield, but he did make the catch, and it is 1st and goal from the Panther 4. Now, if Abilene High can get this score, then they're within 10 points.
Right, we still got a lot of time left here, Chuck.
And you always eat an elephant one bite at a time. 1st and goal. And And Beal rolls out, looks to the right, throws into the end zone, and it's going to be a caught for an Abilene Eagle touchdown.
Wow, great pass to number 8, Stephen Wright, in the back corner of the end zone. And Abilene High is still right back in this. What an answer by the Eagles, Chuck, to come right down the field and score.
Okay, talk about irony. The Eagles score here in the fourth quarter was at 9:43. This score was at 7:23. So working that 2-minute deal. And the Eagles are going to go for the kick. Kicker for Abilene High is Caden Camp. His holder is Tristan Beal. Snap. Camp's kick is up, and it is good. So our new score at 7:23 here in the fourth. Permian 31, Abilene High 21. We're back in a minute on AISD Live.
Competitions all over Texas. Call us at 676-1199 and let us treat you like a VIP.
Now back to Abilene Eagle football with Chuck Stetler and Greg Douglas.
Easton Pittman now in the game to kick for Abilene High. Tees it up at the south 40-yard line. Only a single return man for the Panthers. He's inside the 30 as the Panthers are anticipating a squib kick, and that's what they're going to get. It bounces around on the ground, and the Panthers man will be taken down at the 37. Covering it for Permian is Aaron Neverante.
That was close, Chuck. We had a chance to get that ball right there. That was really close.
So the Panthers will have a first down at their own 38. We're at 7:22 left in regulation. And the Panthers lead Abilene High 31-21. Eagles have proven during that last possession they can score on big plays.
Big plays, but now we need the black shirts to step up, Chuck, and do what they do. We need to get a 3-and-out, get a stop, and get the ball back.
Jacob Garcia will be quarterbacking for the Permian Panthers on this first down. Pair of receivers to the right now. Move the wing to the left, penalty flag.
It's going to be a false start on Permian. I think the center might have moved the ball before the snap. When the umpire throws that flag, it means the center moved the ball before the snap.
Yeah, it had to happen between the tackles for the umpire to throw.
So Winky James umpire down there, Chuck. You know Winky.
Too well. Too well. And what a great man. I've got to say, he's a wonderful citizen. So it's 1st and 15 now for the Panthers. Move it back to the 33-yard line. Right now, Garcia is going to reconfigure his receiver alignments. And he'll take the snap, give the ball. This is Black. He's hit at the line and smashed.
That's a great play by number 50 for Abilene High, Jaden Starks. Big play right there, and that's going to bring up a 2nd and 16. Moved them back, and now with the penalty and that play, Permian's backed up on their own 32 with 2nd and 16. 7 minutes and the clock is running.
Second down coming up. Panthers huddling up, but they're going to take their time.
Yes.
The time is on their side. The Eagles need to get it back, and they're going to let the clock run down before they snap the football just about every time to about 5 seconds. Yes. So here come the Panthers. And Garcia takes the snap, hand off, and what a great stuff by Jaden Starks. It's going to be a loss of yardage, bringing up third down.
Jaden Starks is kind of taking over the game here in the fourth quarter for the Black Shirts, and then he led the way, and the Eagles just fall behind him in a great stop for Abilene High. Now you've got a third and a long for the Panthers, and clock's running, but if they can get a stop right here and get the ball back.
3rd and 17, but what's more important is the play clock is now to 20 seconds. So the Panthers, watching the clock, are going to try to spend as much time as they can before the huddle. Looks like maybe Kim Vickers will be the quarterback for the Panthers. Takes a snap. Right-hander looks. Heaves it downfield. Caught at the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Stopped inside the 5. He's going to spin and go and be stopped at the 1-yard line. A big play the Eagles didn't want the Panthers to have.
Wow. What a pass from the junior Caden Vickers to Kason Navarrete, the senior. And again, just got behind the Abilene High defenders and just a pitch and catch. And I thought Abilene High was going to have a chance at it, but he made a great pass right on the money. And now the Panthers are in business, 1st and goal at the 1.
Permian 31, Abilene High 21, 5:32 left in the game. And the Panthers decided to go for the big strike, and they got it. So now we will see on 1st and goal from the Eagle 1. Vickers, the quarterback for Permian. Hands off, and this is going to be Gavin Black, and that is a Panther touchdown at 5:29 left here in the 4th.
Black has followed the big offensive line in for the touchdown. And now with 5:29 left, Abilene High down by 16 points, fixed to be 17 if they make the extra point. It's 37-21 Panthers.
And they're going to go ahead and attempt the point after kick. And that will be Munoz, the kicker. Movement on the line. The Eagles trying to get the Panthers to jump. They didn't flinch. Here's the kick, and it is up, and it is good. Now with 5:29 left in the game, the Permian Panthers lead Abilene High 38-21. We'll be back with more Abilene Eagle football on AISD Live.
Are you looking to build a solid future in AISD? The construction program at the Lift is a perfect place to start. You'll develop practical skills working with top-of-the-line equipment and learn the techniques employers are looking for. Plus, with expert instructors guiding you, you'll be ready to jump into the workforce or continue your education in construction. We are building foundations today for the students that shape tomorrow. Join the construction program at the Lift in AISD.
Now back to Abilene Eagle football with Chuck Stetler and Greg Knuckles.
Braden Henry, along with John Rangel and Majula Boso, are back deep for Abilene High at the 5-yard line as the Panthers have it teed up at their 40, and they're thinking about kicking again. 5:29 here, and a 17-point lead for the Permian Panthers. Now, remember last time they tried a squib kick. See if that's what they're going to try to do again. They're going to kick it deep, and it will bounce 2 hops into the end zone for a touchback. So Abilene High starts this possession not only trailing by 17, but they start at their own 25-yard line.
Abilene High 1st and 10 at the 25, and now, Chuck, you're not only down 17, but you're going against the clock, with just 5:29 left in the ballgame.
So the umpire is going to be spotting the football at the far side hash mark on the short side of the field. Eagles break their huddle, and it looks like Tristan Beal is going to be doing the quarterbacking as Braden Henry split out to the left. He's going to be split out there with John Rangel from the Eagle 25. Beal has Ethan Joyner in the backfield with him. Long count from Bill. 2-step drop back. He's looking across the middle, throwing long, and it's going to be overthrown. He was trying to get the ball to John Rangel, but good defensive play by the Permian Panthers. Isaiah McCoy.
Nice play by McCoy. The ball intended for Rangel. Rangel went up and tried to snag it. Good defensive by McCoy, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 from Abilene High's 25.
The good thing out of that play is it is an incomplete pass that stops the clock.
Yes.
So here come the Eagles. They're going to break in to a twin formation on both sides. Braden Henry in slot to the left. Bill, a long count, looks. He's looking to the left. Now he's looking to the right. Short pass across the middle. Caught at the 40. Trying to outdance defenders at the 44-yard line. Eagle first down.
Nice pass by Bill to number 19, Majula Boso. Big first down for Abilene High at the 45. Clock running at 5. Clock is stopped. They'll wound it. It starts running at 5.
They'll start it when the down box is set. And so Abilene High comes up real quick. Twin receivers to the left, to the right again. Bill looking across the left, throws. He's got a receiver with a catch at the 45-40. Now he's breaking loose at the 35, finally stopped at the 30.
Nice pass from Bill to Rangel. And now Abilene High in business on the move here. In the quick hurry-up offense at the 32-yard line of the Panthers.
So set the down box at the 32. And 4:45 and counting here in the fourth. Once again, Eagles trailing by 17. Bill looking, throwing across the middle, in and out of the hands of receiver at the 20-yard line.
Rangel may have been looking ahead as you see him doing push-ups because he missed the pass down there. So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Eagles.
Right now, the Eagle fans feeling some anxiety here in the fourth. They know what their team's got to do, avoid mistakes and get it in the end zone at least a couple more times. Let's see if that happens. 2nd down coming up. Tristan Bill, low snap, reaches down, picks it up, throws it across the middle, and it's in and out of the hands of a defender. Could have been an interception.
Close again. Rangel the target, and it was almost picked off by Permian. But the good thing, Chuck, is the clock has stopped again. The clock's not running. 3rd and 10.
And looking at stopping the clock, the Eagles have 2 timeouts left. Permian down to 1. This is 3rd and 10 from the 32. Beal back in the shotgun. Lining up to his right is Ethan Joyner. Now 3 receivers to the right in the slot is Braden Henry. Bill takes the snap, looks, wants to throw to the right, and he's got a receiver with a catch. Greg at the 23-yard line.
Well, that was a nice catch by Boso. That's going to bring up a big 4th down and 1, Chuck, and you've got to go for it if you're the Eagles.
You have to, and of course, Majul pretty much sacrificed his body to make that catch.
Great catch by Majul there to give Eagles a 4th and 1.
On 4th and 1, Tristan Beal changing his play at the line, and now he's going to step back. Joyner lines up to his left. Bill taking the snap, looks, throws into the end zone, and will just miss the fingertips of his receiver in the corner.
Just missed number 8, Stephen Wright. So the ball goes over on downs to the Panthers. Abilene High close there, but just missed it at the edge of his fingertips there, as you can see on the replay. So the ball goes over to the Panthers at their own 23 with 3:47 left, Chuck, in the ballgame.
Still a lot of time left here in the fourth quarter. That 17-point lead can be overcome quick, but the Eagles need to get possession of football.
Yes.
And the Panthers are taking their happy time in their huddle as their coach, Coach Ellison, is saying, don't do anything stupid. I mean, that's how our coaches would have told us.
You may get a big dose of Gavin Black here, Chuck, running back for Permian.
Well, he doesn't have a reputation of turning the ball over, and you're right. Black to the left. He's at the 25, 30, 40-yard line, first down. Panthers clock keeps moving.
That's actually number 24, the junior, Caden Taylor. Big run for Taylor, the backup running back to Gavin Black.
But he's good size, and it looks like it could be Black's double.
Yes.
Big kid.
So 1st and 10 at the 43, and Permian now is just trying to run the clock out to get out of here with a victory.
And the clock moving at 3:28. Eagles are aware they have 2 timeouts left with the first down at the Permian 43-yard line. 3 receivers to the left, single receiver to the right. Permian's going to give this time to Taylor again. He goes over the left side, 45-50. Did he get enough for a first down?
Yes, he did, Chuck. He got 10 yards. So he's getting 10 yards a pop. 3 minutes clock running. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Panthers at the Eagle 47-yard line.
And it looks like Caden Vickers is staying in the game for Permian. So Jacob Garcia pretty much is in a position where his night is over.
Yes.
First down. Permian at the Eagle 47-yard line. Once again, pair of receivers split to the left or right respectively. Vickers, long count, going to give. This is Taylor. He goes around the right end. Penalty flag thrown as he's stopped at the 43-yard line.
It's going to be a hold on the Panthers, I bet, Chuck.
You know, you're talking about the Eagle defense being the black shirts. Permian right now putting in a lot of guys that are non-starters. They're the white shirts. You can tell because they're the clean ones.
A little brighter white under the lights out there. We got a holding on the Panthers, Chuck. Going to back them up 10.
2:22 left on the game clock. They're going to back the Panthers up. And a lot of lessons and a lot of teaching can be had by the Eagle coaching staff this coming week, but they've got a real tough Midland Legacy team that they're going to go out there and face. I don't know what they call it anymore. It used to be Grande Communication Stadium. It may be Snow White Donuts for all we know.
No, it's not Grande anymore. It's something different. We'll find out. We're out there next Friday, but another tough game for the Eagles next Friday against the Midland Legacy Rebels.
But you know, a lot of folks out there call it the Velcro Stadium because they change the name and rip off the name about every 3 years.
Got a timeout by the Panthers.
And that will be their final timeout because, no, they don't get charged the timeout. 2-minute warning.
That's right.
2-minute warning.
First Financial Bank, one of the anchor sponsors.
Looking at the scoreboard here. Let's see here.
Here at Shotwell Stadium, the First Financial Bank community. And an ISD of long-standing partnership. But tonight,
I don't know if this is final, but it's showing the Central Bobcats 40, Cooper 35 in the fourth quarter.
And that would be the Bobcats' first win. Cooper won their opener and against Azle. So at the end of this game, it could be both teams are 1-2.
Wiley beat Lubbock Coronado. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready for that.
70-14.
Flexing some muscle down in the south part of the county. It is first down and 20 for the Permian Panthers. We come back to action after the 2-minute warning. Caden Vickers takes the shotgun snap, throws it out to the left, and the receiver tries to prance down the sideline, gets across the midfield stripe, and should have a first down on the Eagle half of the field.
Yep. Vickers has come in and been a nice compliment to Gavin Black. He's just a junior for the Panthers. And Permian, just like I said, they're just trying to run the clock out now. With a minute 36, clock is running. 2nd and 10 for the Panthers.
You know, if you're the Wiley Bulldogs, you got to take that long ride home. It gets a little shorter when you win big.
Yep.
And congratulations to Clay Martin and the Bulldogs. 2nd down and 10 for Permian. They give the ball. Taylor, he's trying to move to the left, but it looks like a rugby scrum in that big pile of people. So they're going to spot the football at the Eagle 46-yard line. That will bring up 3rd and 9.
3rd down, 9.
For the Panthers. They're letting the clock now under a minute at 48 seconds and running.
Chuck, your Buckaroos gave it effort tonight. They lost to the Lobos 18-14.
Not surprised. But the Bucks aren't going to quit trying, bless Casey Pierce's heart. On 3rd and 9, and they're going to give the ball to Taylor, and it's a mass tackle. Penalty flag comes out of the back pocket of the referee.
going to add 15 to give Permian a first down. It's going to be a personal foul. Actually, no, it's a hold on Permian. So holding on the offense for the Panthers.
Greg, I will tell you the first time Breckenridge and Cisco ever played, 1974. The score was Cisco nothing, Breckenridge nothing. We didn't have overtime or any other deal breakers, but Cisco had the great Kelly Kent as a running back, and he was real hard to stop.
Wow.
But yeah, I've actually one of the few people that you know that's ever been in a 0-0 game and felt like they won. And the coach of Cisco back then, if you're an old Wrangler fan, was Jim Pearl.
Yep.
So fourth down coming up. Clock starts at 23 seconds. And you're looking at the fact that Permian doesn't have to take another snap.
Nope, they don't.
So teams kind of start garnering along. They'll get in line, get ready to go shake hands, and that's when sportsmanship comes into play. And so the Abilene Eagles will see their record go to 2-1, and they will fall tonight 38-21 in this non-district matchup against a very good Odessa Permian team. And so, Greg, lessons can be learned in these non-district games.
Yes, that's why you play these teams, to just makes your team better. And that's what Coach Fullen told us. That's why he plays Permian and Legacy, because he said he'll get his team ready for the tough district schedule in 258.
Well, right now the teams are shaking hands. We want to just take a minute before we go to our post-game show and say thank you to the student broadcast crew from AISD. Gabriel Enriquez, Ethan Hutzel, Caden Lonesome, Serenity Paulick, Matthew Pelletier, Austin Payette, Cadence Ritson, Carrie Terrell, Gage Unzeta, Haley Williams, and the AISD Live student interns tonight have been Malaya Hawkins, Caden Kelton, and Justice Torres. While the teams are shaking hands, we're going to go on ahead and take a break for our post-game show. And tonight our post-game show is going to be brought to you by Quad C Heating. We'll be back with the post-game show on AISD Live in
spark up your future? The Lift Electrical Department connects classroom learning with real-life
show. Abilene, stay comfort in the winter and cool in the summer with Quad C Heating and Cooling. Quad C Heating and Cooling deliver fast service, expert repairs, and full installations. Don't wait. Call Quad C Heating and Cooling at 325-480-1404. That's Quad C Heating and Cooling, 325-480-1404. Let's talk about the recap and scoring first, Greg. And Abilene High got on the scoreboard for the first this season in the opener, San Angelo Central. And then, of course, last week Cooper scored first, but the Eagles scored first. And they did that pretty much on a Braden Henry pass to John Rangel for 13 yards. The kick was good. Eagles led 7-0. But the Eagles didn't score again until the third quarter. The rest of the scoring was Permian at 5:47. Gavin Black rushed for 1 yard, and the kick was good. We're tied at 7-all. Then 5:47, still in the second quarter. Iker Munoz, his PAT was good. Jacob Garcia rushed for 4 yards, and the kick was good again. So it was 14-7. Still in the second quarter. Jacob Garcia completed a pass to Cameron Matting for 4 yards. The kick was good, and at the end of the first half, the score was 21-7. Now you go to the third quarter, and Iker Munoz kicked a 54-yard field goal here at Shotwell Stadium. 24-7 was the score. Permian leading, and then at 9:43, we're into the fourth quarter. John Rangel rushed for 28 yards, and the Eagles were able to get another touchdown. Caden Camp's kick was good, and it was 24-14. And then, with 8:15 left on the clock, Jacob Garcia completed a pass to Alex, that's 2X's Cruz, for 25 yards, and the extra point kick was good, 31-14. At 7:23, Tristan Bill's pass was complete to Stephen Wright for 4 yards, and the Caden Camp kick was good. The score was Permian 37, Abilene High 21, and then with 5:29, Gavin Black rushed for 1 yard, and the Munoz kick was good. Our final score, Permian 38, Abilene High 21. But once again, that's why you play a non-district schedule, to hone your skills when district play starts.
This game, the Eagles are going to take a lot from this game, but it's going to make them a better team, Chuck, because they're going to correct these mistakes. The secondary is going to tighten up. They're not going to turn the ball over. And I think this is a good learning experience for this Eagle Ball Club moving forward. Now, that being said, next week we go to Midland and Legacy, even though they have just been getting blown out every week. Look who they've played. They've played a juggernaut schedule. Allen, Euless Trinity, and Lake Travis all ranked in the top 15 in 6A football. So it's going to be another tough game for Abilene High, but it's going to help them prepare to district, like Coach Fullen told us this week in his interview.
All right. Well, Greg, it's been a good one. We enjoyed being able to share the broadcast with our audience. Had great halftime gifts. Thanks for the folks from Ivy Property Management and our neighbors at Great Lake Cheese, and it was fun. But let's get ready to start looking at next Friday as we go to Midland to Velcro Stadium, and the Eagles get ready to take on the Legacy Rebels. And our pregame starts at 6:30, kickoff at 7, and we'll get to share the best seat in the house with all of our friends that are in tune with AISD. Any final thoughts, Mr. Knuckles?
Well, it's always a pleasure calling me, Chuck. This will be the last time we see the fair this year across the way.
That's true. The final rodeo performance, which caps off everything in the fair, tomorrow night over in the Taylor Telecom Arena. And then Sunday, if you don't have anything else to do, Greg, get on the interstate. Drive to Cisco and just kind of stop at Love's Truck Stop and start looking at trucks. You see the bear ride that goes around and around. You'll see the spider ride, and you'll start to see the different rides on back of the trucks. They're going east to be at the State Fair of Texas next week.
One final thought for me is next week we got to get ready for a good Legacy Rebel team, and it's their home opener, but it's also their homecoming game. We're going to be their homecoming opponent, and I would love nothing more than to spoil that homecoming for Midland Legacy next week.
And I'm sure that the Eagles will be as prepared as they can be, because they take on a really good Midland Legacy team. So for Greg Knuckles, I'm Chuck Statler. Once again, a great crew from AISD, and especially the student interns. Thank you to Malia Hawkins, Caden Kelton, and Justin Torres, the producer for our broadcast with AISD Live. Randy Cluck couldn't think of any better group of folks to keep us going for this game. Once again, the final score, Odessa Permian 38, Abilene High 21. As we look across the way to see the Great West Texas Fair in its next to last night, we say good night, everybody.
You've been listening to Abilene Eagle Football on AISD Live.